Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 401, Looking for Mom and Dad. The next day, Lin Feng took his wife and children to the school gate together. Lin Feng carried a familiar backpack, and the family showed up in sportswear and sneakers. The family's looks were there, and the scene was still quite spectacular. Teacher Li counted the number of people and called the parents who were not present. After arriving, they set off on time. In the car, Teacher Li started singing the school song. The parents hugged their children and hummed softly. About 40 minutes later, they arrived at the sports school. Teacher Li said, "We have requisitioned the South Teaching Building, South Dormitory and South Drill Ground. This is our activity area. Parents and children, please participate in the activities in the designated area. Thank you for your cooperation. Now, follow me." This time, there are 4 classes in the middle class, and each class has its own venue. Teacher Li also came to this gymnasium for the first time and couldn't find the way. "Well, how do I get to venue number 1? This is my first time in this gymnasium. It used to be their branch campus." Everyone looked at each other. Teacher Li didn't know, and they didn't know even more. Teacher Li dialed a number, and a sports student came in a short while. He was about 1.8 meters tall, about 20 years old, and in the prime of youth. These parents couldn't help but recall their youth. Under the leadership of this sports student, they came to the number 1 venue. Teacher Li thanked, "Thank you." The children in the class also thanked, "Thank you, big brother." The parents also said thank you. This sunny and handsome boy was embarrassed. "You're welcome, children, have fun." After saying that, he ran away. Teacher Li clapped his hands, "Okay, now we are going to play a game, and the end time of this game is after lunch." When they heard about the game, the children's eyes were shining, not to mention how happy they were. Teacher Li instructed, "Now parents, except for mobile phones, put all the luggage in the corner." Parents were put in the corner with their backpacks one after another. Teacher Li said, "We will have teachers to watch over it, and nothing will be lost, don't worry, parents." After the parents put it away one after another, Teacher Li began to explain the rules of the game. "In this activity, unless there are special circumstances, we do not allow the use of mobile phones. Now, please parents, hand over your mobile phones to me. If there is a call, I will notify you. Please cooperate, thank you." After the parents handed in their mobile phones, Teacher Li carried her bag. "The first game we are going to play is to test the children's familiarity with their parents. The first group is for the baby to find his or her parents under the shadow of the parent. Successful finding means successful matching. If you don't find your own parents, the parents can also reversely choose their own baby. This is the last chance. If you choose the wrong one, you can only temporarily form a team to complete the morning task. However, when we make the final choice, we will choose in order according to the student number. Once you choose, there is no way to change it. Parents with later student numbers will lose their advantage. Good luck to all children and parents." The parents understood the rules, but the children were a little confused because they were only focused on playing. The parents roughly explained the rules of the game to their children. Some babies don't want to be separated from their parents, while others don't care. Play games and they will switch back after noon. Teacher Li and another teacher took a piece of silk cloth. This time, including the life teacher in the class, a total of 4 teachers came. The teachers were waiting outside with the children. On this side, they had to hang up the silk cloth to form a screen. Because Lin Feng was too tall and very conspicuous, the silk cloth could not cover him. The 4 children knew that this was their father at a glance. Lin Feng bent his knees, "I'll squat a little." Teacher Li smiled, "No, I'll find stools for you, and you can sit one by one." She repeatedly emphasized, "You can't talk, you can only make body movements, understand?" After saying that, Teacher Li turned on a light, so that the parents' figures could be seen clearly. The parents behind the silk cloth were both expectant and nervous. I don't know if their children can recognize them in this situation. Some of the participants this time are couples, and most of them are mothers. Therefore, the father should be easy to see. If both parents are present, only one can be selected to participate in the competition. The children rushed in with a chattering voice. Seeing the figure behind the silk cloth, they were very surprised. Teacher Li smiled and said, "Okay, now the babies choose their parents based on their backs." Because the height of Lin Feng and his wife is considered tall among the parents, Teacher Li deliberately asked them to sit farther away. This way it would not look too abrupt. Teacher Li clapped her hands. "Students, now choose your parents based on their backs." This time, the 4 babies have to nominate 2 people to be representatives. They are Sibeo and Erbeo. Sibeo likes to play the most, so why would he not participate in such an interesting thing? Erbeo likes to join in the fun the most, and likes to participate in everything. Lin Feng and his wife vaguely felt unreliable. Teacher Li clapped her hands. "Okay, students, let's start. See if you can find the right parents." She also reminded the parents behind the silk cloth, "Parents, don't move around, and don't make any noise to remind the children." As representatives, Sibeo and Erbeo were very strange. Discussing. Erbeo asked, "Do you think this looks like Mom?" Sibeo asked back, "What if it's Dad?" Erbeo looked at Sibeo in surprise. "Look, the shadow has hair, it should be tied up." Sibeo looked carefully and recalled, "Did Mom tie her hair up today?" Erbeo thought for a while. "It seems so, but our clothes are the same." Sibeo asked back, "What's the point of having the same clothes? You can't see it." The two walked and talked, and missed Zhang Yuxi perfectly. After a row of children finished walking, some children had already confirmed their parents, and Erbeo and Sibeo were a little panicked. But they quickly calmed down. Erbeo said, "Choose the rest, and we'll go and choose, so the success rate will be higher." Sibeo thought, "That's right. Then let's wait a while." Erbeo nodded heavily. Wait a while. Just in front of them, Lin Feng behind the silk cloth. For a moment, the mood was a bit complicated. This is a way, but have you ever thought that some children will recognize the wrong person? Look, what you think will come true. A child pointed at Raymond Lam and said, "Mom." Raymond Lam. "Child, I am not your mother. Don't make a false claim, give my child a chance." However, the child thought Raymond Lam was her mother because she noticed that she had short hair. Her mother also has short hair. Chapter 402 Participation is the key. Seeing this scene, Zhang Yuxi was a little amused. Many children had already stood in front of her to confirm if she was their mother. She glanced at Lin Feng. Lin Feng's expression was more interesting than hers. He had excellent hearing and could hear what Abeo and Sanbeo were discussing. They had already recognized her. The little girl in front of her insisted that she was her mother. Erbeo and Sibeo moved their positions. Over there, Zhang Yuxi was also selected by other children. It's okay if the children here are not selected, but what does it mean that Erbeo and Sibeo are selected? Parents are in pain. After the children had almost chosen, Erbeo and Sibeo took action. "Why do I feel that this is not my mother?" "Well, I think so too." "Does this look like it?" "It seems a little fat." They found that the rest did not seem to be their parents. However, after choosing and choosing, they finally chose the parents who were suspected to be their own. Obviously, they were a little lacking in confidence. Teacher Li smiled and asked, "Did the students choose correctly?" Some answered very confidently. Some students were half believing and half doubting. Teacher Li looked at Erbeo and Sibeo specifically. The two of them just chatted about family matters, which was really impressive. "Okay, then you go to the front of the shadow." The two children who chose Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi found that the road was a bit long. "Then, you face me." The children faced Teacher Li. Teacher Li said to the parents, "Now, please turn around too. You must listen to my command before you can turn around. You can't peek, understand?" The parents did as they were told. Under Teacher Li's command of 1, 2, 3, the silk cloth was pulled open and taken down. Teacher Li and other teachers couldn't help laughing. More than half of the children chose the wrong parents. Teacher Li held back his laughter and said, "Okay, you can turn around. Children, see if you have chosen the right one." Turning around, some parents were at a loss for words, and some children looked disappointed. The parents who chose the right one hugged their own cubs and kissed them fiercely. They thought it was amazing. Zhang Yuxi and the little girl in front of her looked into each other's eyes. The little girl looked disappointed. "You are not my mother." Zhang Yuxi nodded. "Well, you are not my baby either." The little girl, who was very sure that it was her mother, was a little confused when she saw Lin Feng. "Uncle, why is it you?" Turning her head, she found that her mother was far away from her. Lin Feng smiled and said, "Yes, it's Uncle." Erbao and Sibao looked at each other. Teacher Li smiled and said, "Okay, those who chose the right one stand up. You have completed the task at this level. Next, it's the parents who choose their own children. This time, if the parents choose the wrong one, they will have to form a team until noon. This time, we will decide the order of selection according to the student number. Now, parents, come out with us." Lin Feng passed by Erbao and Sibao and was a little amused. "Dad is sitting in front of you, didn't you notice it?" Sibao and Erbao were anxious. "Dad, Mom, you must choose the right one this time." Lin Feng explained the rules to them again. The student numbers of the 4 treasures were all in the middle, and it was estimated that recognizing the children was also in the middle stage. There is no way to rush here. Teacher Li asked Dabao to sit in the room this time. The reason for giving it to Sanbao was, "Sanbao, we don't need Mom and Dad to guess, just follow Mom and Dad, okay?" Sanbao nodded obediently. "Okay, thank you, Teacher Li." "You're welcome." Sanbao is really the most perfect daughter character. Pretty, sensible, obedient, filial, well-behaved. Then, Teacher Li asked the other families who successfully formed teams to wait outside. Outside, Lin Feng complained about Erbao and Sibao to Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi couldn't help laughing. "They didn't even stop in front of me, okay?" As she was talking, she saw Sanbao jumping out. And he also brought the teacher's original words. "Up, this is to guess 3 children, right?" Zhang Yuxi didn't want to recognize the wrong children, so she quickly asked Lin Feng about the characteristics of the children. Erbao is easier to recognize, with 2 buns. Dabao is a bit stronger than the other children. The more active one should be Sibao. The teacher deliberately emphasized a few naughty children. After the parents come in, you can't make any noise. If anyone makes any noise, the competition will be void and you can't participate, understand? Also, everyone must sit still and don't move. Suddenly, a teacher came over with a smile and said, "Teacher Li, Erbao has a bun, which is very conspicuous." Teacher Li thought, "Tear off the 2 buns." Erbao was carefree, and when she heard that the teacher was going to take off her 2 beautiful buns, she disagreed. "Why should I take off the buns? I won't be beautiful anymore." "Teacher, can we not take them off?" Erbao asked with a pout. Teacher Li said with a smile, "Erbao, because your buns are too conspicuous. Your parents will recognize you immediately, so there's no point in doing so many, right?" Erbao thought for a while. "What if I fail?" Teacher Li asked back, "It doesn't matter if you fail. The most important thing about playing games is participation, right?" Erbao nodded. This is what her father told her. The most important thing is participation, just take it seriously. The buns were removed, and the other girl's braids were tied to the back. After a look, it was about right. Except for the height, which can be adjusted, there is no way to adjust the fatness and thinness. Teacher Li called the parents in. According to the student number. First, Yumo's mother. "You come to choose." Teacher Li reminded the babies behind the silk cloth, "Don't move around, sit still and hold on." Yumo's mother walked around in front of the silk cloth and confirmed her child. Another mother smiled and said, "This is a bit difficult." Teacher Li smiled. "Now you know that it was not easy for the children to choose you. If there is no silk cloth, the children can be judged by their backs and voices. But for parents, they have been pregnant for 10 months and taken care of every day. The model of the child has been deeply engraved in their minds, and the fatness and thinness of the body, the length, roundness, squareness and flatness of the head are also known." Soon it was the turn of Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi. Each of them had to choose their child. Lin Feng found Dabao accurately. At the same time, he discovered something. Before, he judged that there was a child who looked like Sibao and was chosen by other families. There was no child with 2 buns here, probably because the teacher changed the hairstyle. In fact, Erbao was easy to recognize even without a bun because her hair was slightly curly. Unfortunately, he saw a child with slightly curly hair, who was also chosen by other parents. Next was Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi looked around but couldn't find anyone with 2 buns. Worried. The more she looked at these children, the less they looked alike, and she was even more worried. Chapter 403, Guess the Game. Zhang Yuxi frowned and glanced at Lin Feng. There was still a tacit understanding between the couple for many years, and she understood it. She guessed that her child was chosen by other parents. Teacher Li smiled and said, Okay, now the result cannot be changed. Please turn around and face me, parents. Children, please turn around. Turn around when the teacher says to turn around. Teacher Lee gave the other two teachers a look, indicating that the silk cloth should be removed. Okay, you can turn around. This turn, really, some are happy and some are sad. The two children chosen by Lin Feng are both right. On the other hand, the two parents who chose the wrong second and fourth treasures are a little confused. Remember that the parents of the other two children were also present this time? Last time, the mother sat behind the silk cloth, and this time it was the two fathers who chose the children. They all chose the wrong ones. But there is still fate, they are all children from the same family. And their own children cried. They are all little princesses, come and hit their dad. Dad is an idiot, he didn't even see me. Dad, I'm right there, how could you not see me? The two grown men coaxed him to stop crying. Urbeo, who was also chosen wrong, said he didn't cry at all and comforted his classmates. Don't cry, it doesn't matter if you choose wrong, we will change it back before noon. This is part of the game, you know? Look, I won't cry. There's nothing to cry about. Lin Feng chose a boy and a girl. They looked familiar, but he couldn't call out their names. Zhang Yuxi hurried to Urbeo and Sebeo. Mom didn't choose you, are you angry? Urbeo and Sebeo said they were not angry. They knew that someone had chosen them before Zhang Yuxi, so it was normal that they were not chosen. The success rate of parents choosing their children this time was still very high. Teacher Lee said with a smile. Next, all parents will lead the children you chose to form teams again and complete our games this morning together. Okay, stand together, as a family unit. Those children who were very dependent were unhappy and held their mouths. Teacher Lee explained, this is a team game, just like when we participate in a sports meeting, we team up with whoever we meet. After we complete the task, we can return to our original families. The little boy Zhang Yuxi chose is called Jiang'an, a chubby little boy. The little girl is called Zhou Wenwen, who is cute. The two children know Lin Feng and call him Uncle Lin. Their respective mothers come to comfort them. Thank you for taking care of my children. My son is naughty, you should say what you should say, don't be polite. Lin Feng smiled and shook his head, you are too polite. Look, he also has to go to ask for help from the two families of Urbeo and Sebeo. Everyone has gone through the social formalities, and the children have been comforted. Teacher Lee smiled and said, I've thought about it. Our first task is to solve the lunch problem. This requires a game of guessing by family. Parents describe the fruits and vegetables themselves, but cannot say their names. You can describe their shapes, but not their tastes. There are staff from our school outside. Children can take back whatever they think is the food. Each family has 8 questions, a total of 8 points. The more points, the better the lunch will be. Mr. Lin has 4 children at home now, so they have 16 questions. Each question is 0.5 points. Come to the examination room now. Each fruit and vegetable can only be described twice. Use the silk cloth just now to hang a small compartment. Divide into 2 groups as families to enter. The time is to finish before noon. If the child takes the wrong one, you can play the next round of guessing game. Husband, you go in. I'm worried that I can't explain it clearly. Lin Feng thought for a while, then let's do it this way, we take turns. The result is not important, participation is important. Zhang Yuxi thought about it, okay. It was Lin Feng's family's turn. There were a total of 16 questions, and Lin Feng took out 5 questions first. Dabeo, this question is for you. There is such a small thing, red, and it grows this big. Sibeo, this one is for you. It's long, green, about this long, hanging on the vine, and there are occasionally small yellow flowers on the tip. Sanbeo, this question is for you. This one is oval, purple on the outside, white on the inside, and there are many small sesame-like things. Zhou Wenwen, this one is for you. Yours is the same as Dabeo's, but yours is very big, round, and as big as a small fist. Little Jiang'an, this one is for you. There is a green hat, red underneath, and it has a pointy tip. Lin Feng repeated each question twice. The children looked at each other and left. Zhang Yuxi saw Lin Feng coming out. What topic? Let me see. The children's answers were cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplants, tomatoes and peppers. Lin Feng guessed. I don't know if they understood it. When they left, their eyes were confused. Zhang Yuxi thought, Sanbao and his friends occasionally come to the kitchen to help. They must know some vegetables. It shouldn't be a big problem. At this time, the father who chose Sanbao went in. Zhang Yuxi said softly, "I'll go and listen." The topic that the father got was garlic. The father thought about it. That thing is round, with pieces, and it has a thin skin. The smell. The teacher on the side stopped him in time. "Sorry, parents, I can't remind you." The father asked Sanbao, "Do you understand?" Sanbao said, "Uncle, say it again." He described it again, but this time it was more detailed than last time. "You can peel off the petals one by one. Round." Sanbao thought for a while. "Okay, I know." The father asked uncertainly, "Do you really know?" Sanbao nodded. "I know, I'll go." The father, "Okay." Zhang Yuxi thought it was mangosteen. "Honey, what do you think it is?" Lin Feng said, "Garlic, but it could also be orange." The father didn't describe the color. After a while, Sanbao followed in. This time it was the mother who gestured. "Up, this thing is a little black, small, and can be ground into powder." Sanbao thought for a while. "I know." The mother described it again. Sanbao simply gestured an okay sign. "I'm going, Auntie, wait for my good news." The first round ended just like that. Then, the children each brought different fruits and handed them to the group teachers for inspection. Some guessed correctly, and some had to guess again. Or guess another one. Chapter 404, Kid, you are so smart. After a while, Dabao and his friends came back. There were several staff members outside, who were like they were buying vegetables, and they were full of various fruits and vegetables. There were rows of dazzling things, and the children could only recognize a few. The four treasures would help Lin Feng peel garlic, pick vegetables, and do some things within their ability. They all recognized all the vegetables in the kitchen. Especially Sanbao, she knew most of the vegetables here. Zhang and Zhou Wenwen, the two children, were a little reluctant when they started to do the task, but now they are happy. Many little treasures kept repeating in their mouths for fear of forgetting. Some, red, red, round, round. Finally, while talking, he took an orange and left happily. Some, muttered something in their mouths, and vaguely heard that they were all long strips. However, they met good friends halfway and chatted for a few words. When they came back to their senses, "Eh? What did you say just now? Was it long or round?" After a moment of hesitation, they finally looked at what others took and took what they took. I took an apple, and said, "Wow, I want to eat it so much." Then, I left happily. Some walked together, chatting and discussing. "What do you want to take?" "Mine is round, red, and big." "Mine is green, with a small hat on the head." "Oh, some have small hats." "I don't know, that's what my mother told me." "Mine is, mine is round, right?" "I think so." "Round, big. Mine is green." "What color am I?" "Wow, look, this grapefruit is so big." Could it be that round and big is a grapefruit? It should be. "Uncle, give me a grapefruit, thank you." Some jumped out, picked out what they liked, and jumped back. Some came in confused, then took something at random, and then left confused. Some went straight to the destination as soon as they came, and then went back. Usually, this kind of people already know what the answer is. For example, Sanbao and Sanbao knew what they wanted from the beginning to the end. Dabao also knew. After they made their choice and walked back, they ran into Sanbao. Sanbao ran over. "Sanbao, what do you want?" Sanbao said confidently, "Garlic." Dabao pointed, "There's garlic over there." Sanbao ran over. "I'll be back after the mission is over." After walking for a while, they ran into Sanbao. Smiling, he greeted Sanbao and the others. "Oh, you've all chosen, so fast." Sanbao asked, "Sanbao, what's yours?" Sanbao thought for a moment. "I think Sichuan peppercorns." Dabao was a little surprised. "Are there Sichuan peppercorns?" Sanbao thought for a moment. "I don't know, I didn't see them just now." Little girl Zhou Wenwen asked, "What are Sichuan peppercorns?" Dabao described them to her. "A kind of condiment, it makes you feel numb when you eat it." Zhou Wenwen immediately understood. "Oh, this one." Zhang said, "If there are no Sichuan peppercorns over there, then you probably guessed wrong." Sanbao frowned slightly. "I'll go check it out." Sanbao waved at Sanbao while holding the eggplant. "Sanbao, we're leaving first." "Okay." Sanbao went over to take a look. Wow, there were not only Sichuan peppercorns, but also star anise and cinnamon. This time, because Lin Feng would occasionally put some in when he stewed something. She thought the star anise was something to eat for the first time, and she still remembers the taste. In addition, there were angelica, yam slices, and lotus seeds. Urbeo exclaimed. In fact, these things are all tricks set up for children. Urbeo walked away with the peppercorns. Here, parents watched the children running back one after another and laughed out loud. Oh my God, I said apple, give me a whole grapefruit. The difference is too big. Mine is not much better, I said cucumber, give me an apple. And I ate it without washing it. Looking at the confident steps of the children, I can't bear to discourage them. My aunt has always cooked at home. This time the answer is ginger. She probably can only rely on guessing. Hey, my son got it right, what a surprise. The children will report to the teacher outside, and the correct answer will be scored, and the wrong answer will start over. Zhang Yuxi pointed to the distance. Husband, they are back. Lin Feng came over to take a look. Zhang En's little red pepper was correct, and the staff even wrapped it in paper. Zhou Wenwen and Dabeo's were tomatoes and cherry tomatoes, small tomatoes. But the two of them got it wrong, while waiting in line for the results. Big brother, did you get it wrong? Sanbeo also said, I think it's the wrong way too. Dabeo and Zhou Wenwen looked at each other. They only heard one key point at the beginning. Theirs are the same, just one is bigger and the other is smaller. Zhang En was not sure either. How about we try it first? If it's wrong, we can switch it. This method works. Zhang En got 0.5 points. Sanbeo's cucumber was right, 0.5 points. When it was Dabeo and Zhou Wenwen's turn, the teacher said they got it wrong. Zhou Wenwen and Dabeo quickly switched. How about this? Teacher. Dabeo and Zhou Wenwen each got 0.5 points. In the first round, we got 2.5 points. The first result is very good, and it's worth celebrating. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi praised them with rainbow farts, and Zhou Wenwen and Zhang En were embarrassed. Next, the second round of the game began. The garlic that Sibeo brought back was right. The father was a little surprised. He didn't expect Sibeo to get it right. The description was too general at the beginning. After thinking about it, I felt that it was wrong. There were too many answers. How did you guess it was garlic? Sibeo thought it was very simple, because the uncle's expression was like this. He imitated the other person's wrinkled facial features, which was how he described the smell as strong. But he was interrupted by the teacher later. But Sibeo grasped the key point. This thing must have a strong smell. The other person's father praised Sibeo. Little friend, you are so smart. Sibeo smiled. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 405 New Mission. On the other side, Urbeo came over with Sichuan peppercorns, and the other party said it was wrong. Urbeo. What's wrong? Can't Sichuan peppercorns be made into Sichuan peppercorn powder? The mother saw it and immediately felt guilty. People took it according to her description, and Sichuan peppercorns were not wrong. It's just that she was talking about sesame seeds. Sesame seeds can also be ground into powder and made into sesame paste. It's all my fault. I didn't explain it clearly. This time it's your turn. The father comforted his wife. Don't blame yourself, I'll do it this time. This time, it was Zhang Yuxi's turn. Dabeo, this time this thing is long and thin, growing in the soil, orange, and there is a green tail like Dabeo on it. With this description, Dabeo immediately understood what it was. Carrot. Sanbeo, what you are looking for is the green one with many small leaves on it. Once, we broke it off and drew the dotted line. Sanbeo also reacted immediately. It was celery. My little friend, this thing you have is round, has skin, and is white. After the skin is opened, there is a small piece. It is easy to see the thing. Zhou Wenwen. My little friend, this thing is curved, and when you peel it open, it is white. There is an animal that likes to eat it. Zhang En immediately knew what it was. After the four children knew it, they set off quickly. Zhou Wenwen was a little confused. What is that? Sibeo often peels garlic. It's garlic. Zhou Wenwen said. This time, the four children still completed the task 100% and got 5 points. Urbeo failed to peel the Sichuan pepper last time, and he felt a little disappointed. This time it was the child's father who came up with it. He gestured, "This is a thing. It is segmented, and there are many small holes inside when you break it open, and it can also draw threads." He was not sure if Urbeo understood it. She must have eaten this lotus root, but she may not have seen it. Urbeo heard it. "I understand." Dada ran away. Sibeo is here. This thing looks like a small umbrella, but there is one piece missing, only half of it. When washing, you have to tear them off piece by piece. Sibeo went out with a puzzled look in his eyes. On the way, Sibeo compared them one by one according to the description. Halfway, he met Urbeo, who was holding a lotus root. "What are you looking for? Do you need help?" Sibeo frowned. "Second sister, what is that thing that looks like a small umbrella and can be torn apart?" Urbeo asked back, "Is there such a thing?" When Sibeo heard it, he knew that Urbeo didn't understand it either. "I think there should be." Urbeo was still struggling with the previous one. "You said, small, black, can be ground into powder. What else could it be if not pepper?" "The only thing I know is sesame." "Sesame?" "Yes, Dad will grind black sesame into powder and make black sesame paste for us to eat." "Oh, when I mention this, I want to eat it." Urbeo is far less capable than Sibeo in eating. "You guessed right, maybe mine is really sesame. I'll try it later." Sibeo walked around here and noticed oyster mushrooms and black fungus. After a careful comparison, he chose the oyster mushroom. At least, his father had never made him pieces of black fungus, but whole ones. Sibeo took the flat hoop, and the result was correct. The father boasted that Sibeo was amazing. When the activity started, it was almost 10 o'clock, and it took more than an hour to run back and forth. The children gradually stopped putting the task first. What task is there to do after being out for half a day? However, the 4 treasures and some children in the class still completed the tasks assigned by the teacher seriously. Among them were Zhou Wenwen and Jiang En. Zhou Wenwen actually wanted to give up, but her teammates were working hard, and she had to persist. It must be said that if this team had Urbeo and Sibeo, the progress would be at least slowed down by half. Lin Feng's group was the first to complete the task. What they got was a luxurious lunch. Now, the atmosphere suddenly became tense. A luxurious lunch must have a lot of delicious food. Sibeo was more energetic when he heard it. He was originally good at exercise, and it only took a while to go back and forth. Urbeo started to argue with him. "Uncle, hurry up, I'm going to catch up with my brother." The two people's scores are almost the same now, and it suddenly became a competition. "Dada, you chase me and I chase you, and we become competitors." In the end, it was Sibeo who was one step faster and won Urbeo. But their scores were the same, and they got the same lunch. Teacher Li smiled and said, "Come on, kids, there are only 20 minutes left." After 20 minutes, the game was over. Teacher Li smiled and looked at it. "Well, some children are very good. Got a point. Let's go to the cafeteria to eat." The children were already hungry. Although they were playing games, they were mostly playing. When they came to the cafeteria, the luxurious lunch was everything here, and they could eat whatever they wanted. And the ones who came later had to eat set meals. The children looked at Lin Feng and others eagerly while they ate, and Sibeo pouted. Winning or losing in the game is a common thing, and you have to accept the loss. On this side, Urbeo had no idea and ate happily. At the end of the meal, the children could also go to the cafeteria to eat whatever they wanted. Teacher Li sighed and deliberately frowned. He turned a blind eye and waited until they finished eating before saying anything. "Next time you participate in an event or competition, you must be serious. You are not children anymore, you are the older brothers and sisters of the small class. Since you are older brothers and sisters, you must be brave to take responsibility for what you do, understand? If you lose, you must admit it. If you lose, you can also enjoy the treatment of the winner. Then what is the point of the winner's efforts? Isn't this unfair to them? They are working very hard in the competition. Don't do this in the future. Understand?" This made the children and parents feel embarrassed. Especially the parents. If they were not indulged, they would not do this. After lunch, Teacher Li clapped his hands. "Okay, we're done. Let's start a new task. This task is to find something." Teacher Li took out a printed photo from a file bag. "Find it according to the pattern on it within the range we specified. Then, give it to me, and get clues from me about what to do next." The photos are all corners of the scene, and the things they are looking for are inside. Teacher Li smiled and said, "Okay, let's go. Take a walk." Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi walked while analyzing the photos above. This is the new campus of Yangcheng Sports School. The playground on the south side is really big. A family of 6 walked while doing tasks. The reason they came to the playground was because there was a goal in the corner of the photo. Zhang Yuxi pointed to the goal and said, "Let's go and take a look." From behind the goal, a small box was found. Lin Feng took the box and ran back to find Teacher Li first, and then saw how she arranged it. In the end, this is actually just a pass to the dormitory. In the dormitory building, there are several rooms on one floor specially vacated for them. Lin Feng's family of 6 has their own room. They can take a nap. Opening the door, it is a 6-person dormitory, which is very clean. Lin Feng takes care of the children to sleep. If you are cold, tell Dad. Dad will find a way to get you a hot water bottle. The children said they were not cold, and the little guys were very angry. "Wife, you should take a rest too. I guess there will be activities in the afternoon." "Well, let's rest together." Chapter 406 My Dad is Superman. In the afternoon, the whole middle class came to the football field together. Teacher Li organized the team and chatted with the parents. "We hold activities every year to let the children experience what sports are. Next, we will bring the children to visit here. Let the brothers and sisters tell you about playing football, basketball, running and other interesting things. I hope these can make the children like sports and learn more about related knowledge. After all, we only talk about it, only on TV, and read it from textbooks. It is better to let the children experience it in person." Soon, 5 football players came. Wearing sportswear, they greeted the children with sunny smiles. Next, they performed their unique skills to the children. Popularize some easy-to-understand knowledge about football, so that the babies can understand football better. Several people spoke humorously and the children listened. After the storytelling, there was another question and answer session. "Come on, let's play together." They gave the football to the children. This is the football the children play, and it is not tiring to play. 4 left, leaving 1 football player. If you kick the football into the goal and I don't catch it, you win. The kids were so happy, and they all rushed to kick the football into the goal. This requires some acting skills, and sometimes a kid kicks it into the goal. How should I put it? It should roll into the goal. And he also pretended that he didn't catch it, and flattered the kid. The kid happily ran over and hugged his mother. "Mom, I like football, it's very interesting." "Really? I'm glad you like it. After we go back, we can buy a football and play with the kids." "Okay." Not only him, but many boys also said that playing football is fun. This is the purpose of the school holding this event. Teacher Li also joined in, shouting, "Come on, parents, join us." Some parents refused, saying that they didn't have the energy to do so. But the children didn't dare to do it, and pulled their parents to join in. While the 4 treasures were carrying things, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng also joined in. Lin Feng shot the ball, and the ball flew into the goal from the side of the athlete. The speed was so fast that people were stunned. Especially the goalkeeper. He slowly looked at Lin Feng, smiled and said, "This parent kicked well, keep going." The goalkeeper kicked the ball to Lin Feng and got into defensive position. Lin Feng kicked it, aiming at the corner of the goal. He didn't show what he was thinking, and he didn't know if he could do it. Then, he did it. It was very fast. After 3 rounds of cleansing, his body was in great shape. The goalkeeper didn't expect it to be a corner goal, and the ball was too fast. He jumped up and reacted quickly, barely catching the opponent's ball. Wow! Only then did the children see how powerful the goalkeeper is. Sibeo was the first to say, "Dad is so awesome, come on, Dad, come on, Dad." The opponent kicked the ball over and asked Lin Feng, "Have you practiced before?" Lin Feng shook his head, "No, I know a little bit about basketball." The opponent smiled and took out their own football. "Come on, keep going." This time, his expression became serious. So, this became the home court of the 2 people. The children around Sibeo said with admiration, "Wow, your dad is so awesome, it seems like he knows everything." Sibeo looked proud. "Yes, my dad is Superman, omnipotent. There's nothing he can't do." Facing the envious and admiring eyes of their classmates, the 4 treasures were proud from the bottom of their hearts. "Kick the last ball." Lin Feng waved his hand and said, No more. But the other party was still unsatisfied. I see that you are tall and have a good physique. Why don't you become an athlete? Lin Feng smiled faintly. I don't have that idea. The other party felt a little regretful. Teacher Li dismissed a meeting on the spot and asked the parents to take their children back to rest. Tomorrow, we will participate in other sports. Have a good sleep. Chapter 407 All-Around Athlete. The next day, he took the children to participate in various sports such as basketball and sprinting. Then, Raymond Lam became famous. What happened? It was all because the four treasures were too proud. They probably thought that their dad could do everything. Raymond Lam had to try everything. Dad, can you do this? Why don't you try it? Wow, it looks so awesome. Can Dad do it? So, Raymond Lam had the buff of cleansing the essence and marrow. He ran 1,000 meters easily without taking a breath, and his speed was also amazing. Pole vaulting, Raymond Lam passed it easily. Table tennis means that as long as my speed is fast enough, the ball will not fall to the ground. Other sports are simple for Raymond Lam. The eyes of those mothers looking at Zhang Yuxi have changed. Damn, this girl is so lucky to have such a husband. Think about their husbands. Alice. No wonder she gave birth to quadruplets at once. In the evening, the four treasures told Raymond Lam very seriously. Dad, I've decided. Lin Feng sat down and looked at his son leisurely. What have you decided? Sibao's eyes sparkled, and he looked at Lin Feng with admiration. I will become an all-around athlete in the future. Lin Feng cooks and takes care of the children at home all day. In Sibao's eyes, his father is a man who can climb trees, fish, cook, and assemble complex toys. But today he was even more surprised to find that his father is an all-rounder in sports. At that moment, he secretly made up his mind that in the future, he would become a man like his father. Lin Feng glanced at him first, then nodded heavily. This decision is very good. But, do you know that to be an all-around athlete, you have to work harder than many people? You have to have this awareness and persistence. Do you? Sibao imitated Lin Feng and nodded heavily. Yes. I am a man. When Sibao was talking about his future decision with a serious face, Lin Feng did not take this as a joke and patted his son's small shoulder. Okay, as a man, if you have dreams and goals, you must defend them and work hard to achieve them. Dad believes you can do it. Sibao didn't know why, but he especially wanted to hug his father at this moment. Dad, I love you. Lin Feng hugged his son tightly. Dad loves you too. Dad will also help you protect your dream. Zhang Yuxi sat opposite, looking at the father and son with gentle eyes throughout the whole process. Listening to the conversation between them as men, her heart was burning. Lin Feng, he is really a good father. She whispered, Mom will also protect Sibao's dreams. Dabao popped his head out. I will also support my brother. Erbao said softly, my brother is the best. I will always stand by my brother. Sanbao rubbed his eyes. Come on, I will also support you. Sibao rubbed Lin Feng's shoulder. I am so happy. Lin Feng chuckled. Boys have dreams. They are little adults. After the children fell asleep, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng chatted. Lin Feng smiled and said, children's dreams are so pure and beautiful. Zhang Yuxi looked at him. Yes, husband, what was your dream when you were a child? Lin Feng thought for a while. There are many, such as saving the earth, becoming a superman and being able to do everything, and becoming a scientist, etc. At that time, I had wild imaginations. What about you? Zhang Yuxi was stunned for a moment. Me. It's a pity to talk about this. I started learning dance when I was a child, and I always thought I would become a dancer. I am neither sad nor happy, doing things I don't hate, doing things that Zhao Lizian likes. If it weren't for that accident, maybe life would be like that. Does marrying a Prince Charming count? Yes. Then have you ever dreamed of marrying a princess? How can boys think about these when they are young? At most, they fantasize about the dinosaur guarding the castle, or the warrior, which has nothing to do with princesses. The couple was quite surprised. They didn't expect that Sibao would have an unexpected gain this time. Regardless of whether he will become that kind of person in the future, the dream is beautiful. Chapter 408, Erbao won the prize? Coming back from the Sports Institute, Teacher Li told the children about his own experience and hoped that the children could exercise more. Parents can take time to spend more time with their children and do outdoor sports with them. No matter how busy you are at work, you must take care of your children. Because of these little guys. When you look back, you will grow up unknowingly. Spend more time with them, so that when you recall every little bit with them in the future, it will not be all work and regrets. Lin Feng and his family returned home and sat heavily on the sofa. Feel the comfort that home brings to them. Lin Feng's cell phone rang. It was Erbeo's handicraft teacher calling. Over there, the teacher's excited voice came. Dad Lin, congratulations. Erbeo won the first place in the children's handicraft competition held in Yangchang. Lin Feng was infected by the teacher's emotions and couldn't hide his excitement. Really? Hearing the movement, Zhang Yuxi looked over and blinked. Lin Feng turned on the hands-free directly. At the end of this month, the awards will be presented at the largest cultural children's palace in Yangchang, and the winning works and entries will be displayed. I will send the address and time to your mobile phone later, please check it. I will go there on that day, and we will meet at the door. Lin Feng said with a smile, okay. Hearing the teacher's excited tone, Zhang Yuxi's eyes sparkled. Did Erbeo's work win an award? Lin Feng nodded, first place. The other children exclaimed. Sanbeo, who was sitting closest to Erbeo, gave Erbeo a big hug. Sister, you are great. Erbeo smiled sweetly, thank you. Sibeo gave Erbeo a thumbs up. Sister, you are great. Dabeo looked at his sister with admiration, as if he was happy to win the award himself. My sister is the best. The whole family sent congratulations to Erbeo, making the little guy blush. Didn't you say it was early February? I don't know. Lin Feng went upstairs. I'll go see what Erbeo should wear on the day of the event. Opening Erbeo's wardrobe, it was all winter clothes. After looking around, choosing and selecting, he went to the cloakroom again. There was only one cabinet in the cloakroom that belonged to Raymond Lam. The rest belonged to the two princesses at home. Since I started dressing up the little princesses at home, there are several types of skirts alone. There are also pants, such as lace ones, 3/4 pants, 5/4 pants, 9/4 pants, etc. Sweatpants, casual pants, bell-bottom pants, skinny pants, etc. Jackets, straight jackets, horizontal jackets, with hats, without hats, etc. Who cares, as long as they look good, buy them all for the baby princesses. This award means a lot to Erbeo. No, they are not worthy of my little cutie now. Buy new ones. Raymond Lam immediately called Chen Xiaotong and took out the new products that were put on the shelves for winter. Chen Xiaotong sent the documents. When Zhang Yuxi went upstairs, she was a little surprised to see Raymond Lam in the study. Honey, aren't you looking at clothes for your daughter? Lin Feng raised his chin to look at the computer. I'm looking at it. Zhang Yuxi came over to take a look and sat with Lin Feng. Honey, can you wear a woolen dress inside? The style is more formal. Add a pink coat outside. Erbeo likes pink the most. Lin Feng thinks that it must be very beautiful to dress up like this. After buying it for Erbeo, I must not be partial to one and buy a set for Sanbeo. Both are black dresses with white boots, but Erbeo has a pink woolen coat and Sanbeo has a red one. There are mainly two colors. I bought it for the two little princesses, and the boys also have to wear new clothes when they go out, so theirs can't be missing. Just buy a coat. It just so happens that the sweater I got last year hasn't been worn yet, it's new. I bought medium-sized woolen coats for the boys. As for the color, Dabeo wants a black one, and Sabeo wants a blue one. After choosing, Chen Xiaotong will ask the store staff to deliver the goods, which will arrive in about half an hour. Come in and sit for a while. Seeing this stunning beauty in front of him, who is also the boss's wife, the delivery staff didn't know where to put his nervous hands. No, I still have to go to pick up the goods. After saying that, the employee hurried away. Zhang Yuxi's voice came from behind. Thank you, you've worked hard. I heard that the boss's wife was beautiful and gentle before. Today, it was true. And she was even more beautiful than I imagined, without any airs. The boss is so lucky. He can marry such a wife. Alice, he is not so lucky, he can only think about it when he dreams. On the last day of the month, the family dressed beautifully and came to the gate of the children's palace. Outside the children's palace, hundreds of entries for this children's charity competition were placed. The shortlisted works and winning works were all exhibited inside. Hundreds of works attracted many passers-by to watch. Yangcheng reporters also came to report. For a while, the outside of the children's palace was very lively. The teacher hung a work card, and it seemed that she had been waiting at the door for a while. With her, there was also the boss who opened the handcraft training class this time. Both of them were beaming with joy. The family came towards them, becoming the most beautiful scenery on the street. The parents were extremely handsome, the boys were handsome in different ways, and the girls were beautiful in different styles. As soon as they appeared, they became the focus. The family was used to it. The teacher smiled and said, "You are here, let's go, I'll take you in." The boss shook hands with Lin Feng. "Hello." Lin Feng said politely, "Hello." The teacher introduced, "This is the boss of our store." When they arrived at the venue, it was almost full. The teacher said, "I have reserved a seat for you, over here, slow down and be careful." This is the position in the center, with a good visual effect. The boss was busy, he had to find the media reporters to see if he could vigorously promote his store and teacher. This opportunity is hard to come by. The teacher sat with him. There are a total of 50 entries this time, with 23 for excellence, 10 for outstanding, and 8 for special. 1 first prize, 3 for second, and 5 for third. The first prize winner will receive a bonus fund of 5,000, the second prize winner will receive 2,000, and the third prize winner will receive 1,000. The others will receive several hundred. Soon, the award ceremony began. Photographers and reporters were also in place. The teacher smiled and said to Urbeo, "Some uncles and aunts may ask you some questions later, don't be nervous." Urbeo nodded, "I'm not nervous." After all, Urbeo is also a person who has seen the world. Last night, the couple asked Urbeo some acceptance speeches. Urbeo said it was good, so they didn't say anything else. Sometimes when you look back, you find that the children are better than you thought. Chapter 409. Is this talent? Music started. 2 hosts, 1 male and 1 female, walked onto the stage. Today is the 5th children's handicraft competition held in Yangcheng. After hundreds of works have been put together, let's see who will win. Yes, first let's see who are the winners of the 23 Excellence Awards. Su Guanghan, from Class 3, Grade 1, Yangcheng No. 1 Primary School. Next, it's her Outstanding Award. As the host's words continued to ring out, Zhang Yuxi also began to get nervous, and her face was full of excitement and pride. "Baby, don't be nervous when we go up later. If you are nervous, just look at us." Urbeo hummed. The first place is definitely the highlight. Now, the exciting moment has arrived. Who will win the first place this time? This is our little friend Lin Tuanchuan, who is 4 years old this year and is studying at Yangcheng International Kindergarten. Let's welcome her to the stage with warm applause. The couple took a deep breath and gave Urbeo an encouraging smile. The other 3 treasures cheered for her together. Urbeo pursed her lips and walked onto the podium with a smile on her face, looking elegant and calm. The host exclaimed, "Wow, it's a little princess, she's so beautiful today." As he spoke, the host handed Urbeo a microphone. "Come on, little friend, can you introduce yourself?" Urbeo stood on the stage, looking at the large crowd of people below, and said obediently, "Hello everyone, I'm Lin Tuanchuan, I'm 4 years old this year. I'm very happy to win the first place today. Thank you to my parents, thank you brothers and sisters for supporting me. I also want to thank my teacher for helping me." Urbeo's temperament is very similar to Zhang Yuxi, that kind of elegant and noble. But it is very soft and generous, giving people a calm upbringing. She is beautiful and speaks clearly, which makes everyone present fall in love with her. The host asked with a smile, "Are you nervous?" Coming to the stage, Urbeo shook his head, "No, I'm fine." "Then let's lift up this child's work and let everyone see the first place work." Then 2 staff members were seen carrying a table. The things on the table were covered by a red cloth. "Now, I'm going to lift the red cloth. I believe you will all be surprised. It must be hard to imagine that this was done by a 4-year-old child." Under the red cloth, a woman's head was made of soft gold thread. The woman's face was lifelike and bright, and her hair was very delicate. A pair of pearl earrings became the only white in the gold, which had the effect of a finishing touch. It was indeed as the host said. It was hard to believe that this was done by a 4-year-old girl. Lin Feng knew that this woman was Zhang Yuxi at first sight. Although they didn't look exactly like her, Urbeo grasped the essence of her eyebrows and eyes, and they looked a bit like her. The host smiled and said, "Now, please invite this teacher. Let us learn more about this first place kid from her." The teacher came on stage, holding the microphone, a little nervous. The host smiled and said, "Teacher, please introduce yourself first." The teacher smiled and said, "Hello, everyone, I am the teacher of Lin Tuanshuan. The host learned that Urbeo, who had only taken 1 semester of handicraft class, could make such an outstanding work. She exaggerated appropriately. Really? The teacher nodded. She is the best at handwork in our class. The children and parents of the same period can see it. I still have photos of each stage saved on my phone, and she has made great progress. At this time, the host smiled and said, then please ask our staff to put the photos on the big screen. Thank you. Taking this opportunity, the host asked Urbeo, little friend, can you tell us who this person is? Mom. Wow, it's your mom. Is she here today? She and dad, brother and sister are all here. The host didn't know that the brother and sister were biological. I thought they were relatives or something. Following Urbeo's line of sight, the host smiled and said, found it. Well, they are all yours. Following the host's gaze, all the focus of the audience fell on this family. Exclaimed, my God, quadruplets. Moreover, are all their looks so amazing? Facing the eyes of the crowd, the family of 6 and the audience behaved very calmly. The host said with a smile, how lucky you are to have so many brothers and sisters. Which one are you in? I'm Urbeo. So I'm the second child. How lucky. At this time, the staff came on stage and inserted a USB flash drive. Now, let's see what progress Lin Tuanshuan has made in her handicrafts in 1 semester. The teacher took out the pink chrysanthemum she made for the first time. This is her first class. We made pink. This is not the finished product. It has not been fired yet. The host said with a smile, wow, it's very well done. It is somewhat similar to the one in the photo. This is made by other children. Huh? It's obvious when compared. Is this talent? She does have this talent, and she is the youngest in our group. This is the 5th class. It is obvious from the comparison pictures that the little girl's handicraft skills have improved rapidly, and she adds her own ideas every time. Next is the video of Urbeo making her entry. The little girl is very skilled in using tools, and her face shows a seriousness and calmness that does not match her age. The host asked, is this hairdressing? The teacher nodded. We pinched 500 or 600 strands in total, and she put them on one by one. When we filmed the video, she had already done half of it. I asked her to take a break, but she said she didn't want to. She has tenacity and seriousness beyond her peers, which I haven't seen in other children. We were late when we entered the competition, and she worked overtime to complete this work. She has her own ideas. For example, this pair of pearl earrings didn't exist before, and she added them after coming back. And they are real pearls. The host praised Urbeo. Wow, you are really amazing. Are you happy to win first place this time? Urbeo smiled sweetly. Happy. Have you ever thought about what you want to do when you grow up? Urbeo said seriously, I want to be a jewelry designer. When her peers were thinking about becoming scientists, teachers, engineers, etc. when they grow up. It was somewhat surprising that a little girl wanted to be a jewelry designer. Even Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi were surprised. Urbeo never mentioned this to them. The host asked with a smile, why do you want to design jewelry? Because I like beautiful and shiny things. Doesn't Auntie like it? Haha, Auntie likes it too. After the award ceremony, as the first place winner, the media reporters will take pictures of her. It will be broadcasted on Yangcheng Live channel at 8 o'clock in the evening, so they should not forget it. Chapter 410 is on the trending search. After a busy afternoon, it was almost 5 o'clock when it was over. You are so happy today, let's go out for a meal. Lin Feng asked with a smile, what do you want to eat? The 4 treasures discussed for a while and came up with a unified answer. Hamburgers, fried chicken, French fries. Lin Feng only let them taste these things occasionally to satisfy their cravings. This is probably because the more they can get it, the more the children want to eat it. The family came to McDonald's, ordered 2 family meals, and went upstairs to find a quiet place to eat slowly. Lin Feng raised the juice. Come on, let's congratulate Urbeo for winning the first place. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile, Urbeo, this is your celebration banquet, congratulations. The 4 treasures raised their orange juices and wished Urbeo well. Urbeo smiled sweetly, thank you. Zhang Yuxi asked, Urbeo, you want to be a jewelry designer when you grow up? Really? Urbeo nodded, really. When did you have this idea and make the decision? Urbeo nodded on a chicken leg, I just decided on the podium. Zhang Yuxi smiled. Children have wonderful ideas every day. It's nothing strange. Maybe it's just Erbeo's sudden idea. Lin Feng cheered Erbeo up and encouraged him. I think this is great. There will definitely be a lot of people who like Erbeo's design in the future, people from all over the world. Erbeo's little face suddenly became dazzling. Really? Lin Feng said very seriously, of course. Look at Sibeo, he will definitely become an all-around athlete in the future, and Sanbeo will become a musician in the future. As long as we work hard, we will definitely succeed. Even if we don't succeed, don't be afraid, come on again. Mom and Dad will always support Erbeo. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile, that's right. Erbeo nodded heavily, okay, Erbeo will do his best. After returning home, the family turned on the live channel and reported the handicraft competition. Zhao Lizian held Erbeo's little face and said, our Erbeo is so beautiful and amazing. Will you let Grandma wear the jewelry you design in the future? Erbeo pouted, and his little face was held into a chubby face. I want to let Grandma wear it. Zhao Lizian kissed the little guy's forehead, then Grandma will wait. Zhang Fuiong was also very proud. The children all have their own ideas, which is great. Jewelry design is very suitable for girls. Your mother knows an aunt whose daughter is a designer. She is very amazing. Learning design is expensive, but fortunately the family is rich. Zhao Lizian is in the field of art, so she supports Erbeo to do design. Originally it was just a short report, and Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi and others did not appear in the country. But someone has put this video online. The internet has memory, and it actually became a hot search? Exclamation mark. Shortly after the news was broadcast, WeChat and the phone rang. The first person to call was Lan. Fuck, Erbeo is on the hot search? Did you see it? The couple was a little confused. No. You guys go check it out. Erbeo's award-winning video has been released. It's so popular. I sent you the link. Zhang Yuxi opened the video. The title was, This Little Girl's Dream Came a Little Suddenly. The entire 3-minute award ceremony was included, and even the teacher was on camera. This is the original video, which has 100,000 likes and over 1 million views. There are 15,000 comments. Wow, this little girl is so elegant and beautiful. I've used her emoticons before. What a cute baby. A jewelry designer, what a great achievement. Her family conditions should not be too bad, otherwise they wouldn't have such a costly ambition. I want to be a jewelry designer at the age of 4, but my son only wants to be Ultraman at the age of 4, with a bald head. This dream came a little suddenly. So cute. I'm going to give birth next week. I hope it's a little princess as cute as her. Pray. This expression ability is good, and the teacher is more nervous than her. She has such talent at the age of 4, she really needs to be cultivated well. Let me tell you something, this little girl is a second-generation rich, her father is a billionaire, her mother is a university teacher, graduated from a well-known foreign university. She has 3 brothers and sisters, don't ask me how I know, because they are from our school, ha ha ha. It hasn't been long since then, and someone has already dug up almost all the news about Erbeo and family news. Everything has 2 sides, even Erbeo who is like an angel. Some of the comments in the video made parents very angry. Zhang Yuxi frowned, husband. When the 4 treasures advertised their own shop, someone came to the door and wanted to sign the 4 treasures as models. Some scouts on the street wanted to sign the 4 treasures, but they were all rejected by Lin Feng. He wanted the babies to have a happy childhood. These opportunities to become famous were a good opportunity in the eyes of outsiders. But in the eyes of Lin Feng, a father, it was not suitable for the 4 treasures. He hoped that the children would make their own decisions when they could judge right from wrong. Lin Feng got up to make a phone call. Upon asking, it turned out that it was indeed the boss of the handicraft class who recorded it and put it on the internet. He just wanted to make some name for himself. Who would have thought that it would be on the hot search? The boss knew that Lin Feng's family was a low-key person, so he quickly apologized. Lin Feng didn't say anything, just said, next time you have to ask for my consent. No problem, no problem. Lin Feng frowned. The 4 treasures already knew the news, and their friends had called. Dad, Mom, am I on the hot search? Erbeo looked up and asked with a smile. Lin Feng hummed and opened the web page for Erbeo to see. The comments below attracted the children's attention. Some were good, some were bad. Sure enough, the 4 treasures saw a bad comment. Erbeo's smile gradually froze on his face. The other 3 treasures immediately refused to do it and were very angry. What do you mean by crying for a long time after being punched? Why should I hint you? Urbeo is so cute. That's right, and they also said that my sister can't escape the law of getting ugly when she grows up. My sister has been beautiful since she was a child. This is even more excessive. They said that Urbeo is pretending, but Urbeo's sister is not pretending, it's all true. You actually questioned that your sister's work was made by the teacher. You can't do it yourself, and you doubt that others can't do it either. You are sick. Lin Feng hugged Urbeo, his tone sank slightly. Don't say anything. The four treasures hurried over to comfort Urbeo and coaxed her in various ways. Zhang Yuxi felt sorry for Urbeo. She has always grown up in the love of her parents. Everyone loves her. No one doesn't like her. Lin Feng coaxed Urbeo. Urbeo, are you angry? Urbeo nodded, very angry. Are you sad? Yes, sad, I made that myself. Oh. Lin Feng waved for the children to come around. You are still young, you will know when you grow up. Some things are not important what others say, what is important is what you do. It's like Dabeo likes Transformers, but those who like Superman and Iron Man say that Transformers are not good, then Dabeo listened to them and no longer likes Transformers. Dabeo quickly said, I won't, I like Transformers the most, I don't care what they say. Lin Feng smiled, isn't that right? For example, Sanbeo plays the piano, and some people think that the piano is not good. Will Sanbeo stop learning it? Sanbeo said lightly, that's impossible. Lin Feng lifted Urbeo's little face. Urbeo will be a designer in the future. There will definitely be people who like it and people who don't like it. Those who don't like it will stand up and say that your design is useless. Will you give up for them? Will you think that what you make is useless? Zhang Yuxi continued. Just like your dad, some people say that your dad only knows how to do housework and nothing else. Do you believe it? Urbeo quickly shook his head. No, dad is the best. Urbeo will not believe them. Zhang Yuxi continued. That's not true. Some people also say that your dad is incompetent. He only knows how to hang around in the kitchen and can't make any money. Urbeo said angrily. Nonsense. Lin Feng glanced at Zhang Yuxi and asked Urbeo. Then Urbeo, are you angry about what others say? Urbeo pouted. No, if mom and dad said so, if brothers and sisters said so, Urbeo would be angry. Just now, I was just a little unhappy. Now I am not happy anymore. Chapter 411 Reward, Foreign Real Estate. That night, Lin Feng received a message from the system. Ding. Because the host led Urbeo to win the first place in the craft competition, he was rewarded with a New York villa. This time, the reward was actually a foreign real estate? Lin Feng was a little surprised. In a blink of an eye, time flies. The children are about to graduate from the senior class. In this year, relying on his own connections, he took Sanbeo to various performances to learn from others. Now, he has become famous in the circle and is known as the little genius of 3 instruments. Sanbeo is quiet and gentle, and she seems to be indifferent to the world. But when she plays the drums, her aura is unmatched, and her whole body is bursting with power. But when she plays the piano, she exudes tolerance and atmosphere, as if there are stars in her chest. When playing the violin, Sanbeo is like a little princess of the nobility, revealing a noble air in her bones. Miaolang taught Sanbeo everything he knew, and her talent allowed her to take off in just 1 year. This year, Sanbeo was only 5 years old. And this year, Dabeo and Sabeo were still practicing taekwondo. Lin Feng plans to send Sabeo to sports school after he goes to elementary school. As for Urbeo, after her handicraft won the first place last time, it seemed as if her Ren and Du meridians were opened up all of a sudden, and she was unstoppable in the field of handicrafts. Lin Feng opened a studio for her and established a brand, Zaya Air Design. He also applied for work protection. In this way, Urbeo can design her own works and sell them. Lin Feng specially opened an online store for her and an official website designed by Zaya Air. He found a professional team to do it. In this way, the works designed by Urbeo can be exhibited or sold on the official website. It all depends on Urbeo's wishes. Now, Urbeo has inspiration and will design by herself when she has time. Lin Feng specially gave her a studio, where her design tools and so on are placed. There is no publicity, and Urbeo is not short of money, so her works are all exhibited on the official website. The 5 works made intermittently were not seen at first, but later more and more attention was paid. The opportunity that made Urbeo decide to design jewelry for her peers was She was envious of Zhao Lizian's jewelry, but she was a child and could not wear it. She thought that she might not be the only one who had this idea. So, she came up with the idea of making jewelry for her peers. Bao told Lin Feng and his wife about this idea, and the couple thought it was okay. When it came to whether to use real or fake products, Lin Feng decided to use real products. Since she was going to be a jewelry designer in the future, of course she had to let her touch the real ones from a young age. After a long time, with experience, she could tell the real from the fake. This matter was handed over to Uncle Lin. Uncle Lin had a relative abroad who processed the scraps of broken diamonds, jade, agate, etc. Those things were absolutely real except for the difference in appearance. With this, you need tools, which is Lin Feng's biggest headache. The tools are very large. How can Bao operate them when he is so small? In this way, Lin Feng's skills were used, and his handmade skills were online. If it weren't for this time to operate the machine, this skill would have been forgotten by him long ago. After watching the tutorials and videos, Lin Feng took the materials and operated them once. I felt that there was no problem, but he was just not skilled. In this way, Lin Feng became Bao's worker. Bao supervised and did things within his ability. Bao finished his first finished product, an agate bracelet. Bao wore one for himself and gave one to Sanbao and Zhang Yuxi. There was a girl's version left, which Bao sold for 500 yuan. They were all worthless and were only sold for the labor cost. For the sale, Lin Feng found the customer service of the quadruplet store and did it together. After all, Zhang designed it and there is only this one product at present. Bao planned to make a pearl necklace. Zhao Lizian and Zhou Qilin both have pearl necklaces. She wore it and found it beautiful and liked it very much. She planned to make one for herself. As for the design, she would think about it later. With the arrival of graduation season, Bao put all her thoughts on school. 3 years of good time, after all, they have to be separated. Teacher Li cried, she couldn't bear to leave these lovely children. When they parted, she hugged every child and wished them academic success in the future and happiness every day. In the car, the 4 treasures all cried. They said they couldn't bear to leave Teacher Li and their good friends in the class. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi coaxed for a long time before they slowly calmed down and accepted the fact of graduation. Next, they will be in the 1st grade. There is a new primary school not far away. Because it is separated by a road, Kehu Villa is not considered a school district house. The school district house is another primary school, about 20 minutes drive away. It is an old school that has been in operation for 15 years. The school does not have a cafeteria, but there is a meal class. The meal class is a house rented by several mothers together. Pick up the children from school at noon, cook for them, and supervise the children to sleep. It costs 1,000 yuan a month, and the meals are sent to the group every day. The environment is also very clean. The new primary school provides accommodation and a cafeteria. Students who stay overnight are not allowed to go out except for individual circumstances. The couple has not decided where to live. So, Lin Feng thought of a trick and took the children to choose by themselves. Which school they like more, they will stay in that school. In the end, the children chose the nearest school, so they can go home to eat and sleep at noon. Because the new school is new, everything is new, and the children are happy. Because it is not a school district house, there is a school selection fee, which is nothing to Lin Feng. During the winter vacation, Zhang Yuxi accompanied Sanbao back to Shanghai. Lin Feng took care of the 4 babies. This time, Lan brought her almost 1.5-year-old son back to Shanghai with Zhang Yuxi and her son. Lin Feng's daily routine is to take the children to learn taekwondo during the day. Learn handicrafts with Bao. Complete the design of the work with Bao at night. Sanbao and herself became models of her brand, and Sanbao has a copy of all the things she made. This time, Bao made pearl headbands, pearl hairpins, and pearl hairbands. One for her and one for Sanbao. Lin Feng was in charge of the handicrafts, and Bao was the serious supervisor. There could be no mistakes and no glue. Bao made some tassels on both sides of the pearl headband, which looked like earrings at first glance and were very beautiful. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 412 The First Pot of Gold. A week later. The couple took advantage of the child's sleep to make a video call. Zhang Yuxi lay on the pillow and whispered to Lin Feng about the 3.1-line life this week. Lin Feng listened quietly. They both realized a problem. With 4 children, the couple may be busier than they are now. Lin Feng asked softly, "Wife, do you miss me?" Zhang Yuxi nodded shyly. "How about you?" Lin Feng said meaningfully, "I miss you so much." In this way, the couple would video chat every night to relieve their love sickness. 3 days later, Taobao customer service received a special customer service request. "I will get married in a month. This is the princess crown and jewelry I will wear at my wedding. Picture JPG. Bao, can you give me a small one according to the style in the picture before the new year? My sister is my only bridesmaid. She is 8 years old this year. We are 15 years apart. I almost raised her by myself." Lin Feng handed the problem to Bao. Bao felt that the problem was not big and could accept the order, but he had to report the truth. Then, a chat screenshot conversation went viral. "Customer service, miss, are you still here? Yes, yes, have you heard any news? Customer service, yes, our designer promised to customize a set for your sister. How much deposit is required? Customer service, no deposit is required. If you regret not wanting it later, we will put it up for sale. Is that so? Customer service, yes, our store sells children's jewelry, but our designer is in a special situation? What's wrong? Customer service, our designer is 5 years old this year. If you trust us, we will make it for you. If you don't trust us, please find another store. Exclamation mark. 5 years old? Customer service, yes, but our designer promised you that he will complete the work and deliver it in advance. Okay, then your designer will have to work hard. Customer service, not hard. In fact, this matter did not cause any loss to the little sister, although the store name is coded in the screenshot. But after screening the children's jewelry, the careful and smart little cuties found the store Bao design. This store has only 7 or 8 products that are out of stock. All of a sudden, this store became popular online. The products are actually so ordinary. Except for the nice-looking headband, there is nothing new about them. Comments were shouting, waiting for a slap in the face in a month. Raymond Lam did not tell Bao about this. Making imitations this time is a challenge for Bao. To be precise, it is a challenge for Raymond Lam. There are many machines that Bao cannot operate. In addition to the laurel crown, there is also a necklace and a pair of earrings. The necklace should be made of broken diamonds, and the earrings are also sparkling. But it is not ruled out that they are made of other materials. Raymond Lam searched for this pair of jewelry online, and the earrings and necklace are indeed made of broken diamonds. Well, the cost is a bit high. But for Bao, she doesn't know what the cost is. She just knows that she has to make it well. The holiday is on July 2nd, and the order is accepted on July 10th. The delivery is on August 1st. Raymond Lam is a little bald. While the children are sleeping, he consulted a lot of production materials. Then the next day, he gave it to Bao as a teacher. The father and daughter learn and make together. Liu Bo is going to fly to Shanghai to see his wife and children, and to visit his father-in-law and mother-in-law. Dabao and Sibao's courses are about to end, and they will be redivided into classes. It happened that Lin Dushan and his wife went to Shanghai for the first time, so they took this opportunity to let Dabao and Sibao go back to Shanghai for a stroll. He and Bao will finish the work well. In the evening, the father and daughter each did their own work and chatted. Are you tired? No. Do you like it? I like it. After saying that, Bao sighed. I just think it's too difficult. Lin Feng asked back, so, do you want to give up? Of course not. I still have to keep working hard. At the beginning, they were still in the exploratory stage, and after a week, the two of them gradually got on the road. In fact, this time, except for controlling the machine, most of the other things were done by Bao. Her little hands had several cuts, and she was not afraid of pain at all. But Lin Feng was heartbroken, because she was the little princess who was most afraid of pain. Because they are for children, the earrings are made of ear clips, just clip the earlobes. On August 8th, it was a week later than the father and daughter expected. Bao was so tired that he was happy and wanted to cry when he saw the finished product. The customer service contacted the little sister. Customer service, little sister, I will send you the link later, Remember to place an order. I wish you a happy wedding and a long love with your husband. Thank you. Until Lin Feng brought Herbe out to the Magic City, the other party received the goods and posted a long article on Vblog. Hello everyone, I am the one who asked a 5-year-old designer to design jewelry for my sister last month. Tell you a good news. Today I finally got the finished product and show it to you. Picture 1 JPG, Picture 2 JPG. Picture 1 is a set of jewelry I bought for marriage, all of which are broken diamonds, sparkling and beautiful. Picture 2 is designed by the designer kid for my sister. It can be said to be a 1:1 restoration, but it is just a smaller size. When I received the goods, I took it out and took a look. It was hard for me to imagine that it was made by a 5-year-old child. From the craftsmanship, it is more mature, but from the details, you can see the difference. I am also a jewelry lover. My family doesn't have much money, and I usually play with some broken diamonds to satisfy my cravings. When I saw this thing for the first time, I thought that the little designer must have used some broken diamonds. To verify, I went to find a friend who works in a jewelry store. I asked her to help identify it. The answer I got was that all the things on it were real broken diamonds. At that time, I was still wondering why this was sold so expensively, but now I think it is worth the money. It added up to 10,000 yuan, and it was cash on delivery. I paid without thinking. In fact, I was worried when I learned that the designer was 5 years old. I also found another company to make a replica for my sister. After all, it was just for fun, and my sister might not wear this thing in the future. So it cost a total of 500 yuan to make it. When I received the goods, I was very disappointed. Let me show you. Picture 3 JPG. The effect of this picture is very beautiful. But after I got it, it smelled like cheap plastic. I shook it in my hand, and a fake diamond fell out. Later, I went to the customer service again and asked if it was made by the little designer. The customer service replied. In fact, this work was completed by the little designer and her father. Because some equipment is very dangerous and inconvenient, the father operated it. The rest of the work was all done by the little designer. That also explains why some places are made very finely. After all, she is only 5 years old. However, I got a very meaningful and beautiful gift. The key is that the local Terrans are rich and use real diamonds. I made a profit this time. This can be said to have stirred up thousands of dust waves. Some believe it, some don't believe it. Some even went to the store to find customer service and wanted to order it. Customer service, sorry, isn't it almost the new year? Our little designer went out to play and doesn't accept orders. Customer service, moreover, the customer who ordered it has special circumstances, so our little designer is willing to accept the order. Unexpectedly, more and more people came to ask, and there was no way, so I could only reply with a robot. They are really rich. They only charge 10,000 for so many broken diamonds. If I were them, I would make a lot of money. The dream of rich people is beyond our imagination. Alice. I stood on the tall lemon tree, tears streaming down my face. I believe this matter will be forgotten soon. In fact, no. Every once in a while, someone comes to order jewelry. They are persistent and want to make a lot of money. Chapter 413 New Villa. Ding. Thanks to the host, let the child get the first pot of gold, reward a villa in the Magic City. The villa that Zhao Lizian bought at the beginning has 3 bedrooms. Lin Feng and his wife live in the largest one, which is nothing. But the children are all going to elementary school, and it is always not good to sleep in the same room. And they have already slept in separate rooms before, and they are used to their own space. During this period, the 3 treasures came back to practice, and they needed a quiet environment. No, after breakfast the next day, Lin Feng said that he bought a house in the Magic City. If the children are small, the elders will definitely hope that they all live together. But now the children are all grown up, and the 4 treasures are all over 1 meter tall. Living together is really inconvenient. Lin Feng checked a villa that the system rewarded him. It is in the new development area behind. It takes about 10 minutes to drive there. It takes about half an hour to walk back. It's very close. Zhao Lizian smiled and said, "That's great, how convenient." The system has always been so considerate, and the villa is ready for move-in. The area given and the garage area add up to a total of 1,000 square meters. There are 7 rooms in total, all with their own bathrooms. There is also a living room and a bar on the 2nd floor. The 1st floor is mainly a reception room, kitchen, leisure area, etc. This community is 1,000 square meters, with only 3 buildings in total. Zhao Lizhan exclaimed, "It's so beautiful." Zhou Qilin nodded, "Yes. Lin Feng has thought it through. When the children come to Shanghai in the future, they will have a room each when they grow up. Although there are 7 rooms, the sleeping arrangement is still the same as in Guangzhou. In this way, there are still 3 rooms left. One room is used as a practice room for Sanbao, and another room is used as a studio for Erbao. The last room left is used as a training ground for Dabao and Sebao." Lin Dashan nodded and praised the idea. In this way, every child has his own place to relax and have fun. So, Lin Feng began to buy things. Things for taekwondo, tools for Erbao, a piano for Sanbao, etc. Zhao Lizhan said with a smile, "Come with me, I know where to buy things, the prices are authentic and the goods are good." As she said that, she took Zhou Qilin's hand. "By the way, I'll take you for a walk." Lin Dashan and Zhang Fuiong were either fishing or playing chess, or drinking with Zhang Fuiong, Anlan's father, and their mutual friends. "It's hot," Zhao Lizhan said while driving. "It's so hot now, I don't want to go out at all, it's better to be cooler in the afternoon." Zhou Qilin nodded, "That's right, young people now don't say it, aren't our lives given by air conditioning? Without air conditioning, we would all be hot to death. Unlike when I was a child, there was natural wind in the countryside at that time, so there was no need for air conditioning. A fan was enough, and it was very cool. It doesn't work now." Zhao Lizhan smiled. "I also stayed in the countryside for a while when I was a child, I miss it." As they talked, the group came to a musical instrument store. The employee came over. "Sister Zhao, you're here." "Yes, get Lao Zheng here for me." "Okay." Zhao Lizhan said to Lin Feng, "I'll come and bargain later, don't make a sound." Lin Feng smiled and said, "I'll treat you to dinner tonight with the money my mom saved for me." Zhao Lizhan smiled, "Great." As she was talking, a man came in. He was short and fat. He smiled like Maitreya Buddha. When he saw Zhao Lizhan, his eyes lit up. "Sister Zhao, what brings you here?" Zhao Lizhan pretended to be angry. "What? How am I old?" Lao Zheng smiled and said, "Not old, not old, you and Mr. Zhang are both 18 years old." Lao Zheng was Zhao Lizhan's classmate. He studied music, had no talent and couldn't make money, so he started a business. When doing business, he was still very fair to acquaintances, with good products and favorable prices. Therefore, Zhao Lizhan often introduced customers to him. Zhao Lizhan smiled and said, "This is my daughter, and this is my son-in-law. These are my 2 relatives-in-law. These 4 are my grandchildren." Old Zhang was a smooth person, and his words were very pleasant to the ears. Moreover, he praised her without repeating himself. Old Zhang looked at Zhang Yuxi and said to Zhao Lizhan, "I remember that one year I came to see you and met your daughter once." Old Zhang was quite emotional. "Time flies, and time really waits for no one." Zhao Lizhan said with a bad smile. "Every time we meet, you are full of emotion. Stop talking nonsense. I want to buy my little grandson a piano, a drum set and a violin, the best." Old Zhang's eyes lit up, and there was no sadness on his face. He smiled happily. He is really an acting genius. It's a pity that he doesn't develop his acting skills in the entertainment industry. Zhao Lizhan followed him. "I'm telling you, I want the best from your store, and give me a fair price, but I'm buying it for my grandson." Lao Zheng hurriedly said, don't worry, what kind of person am I, Lao Zheng? Don't you know? I'll definitely give you a fair price." Zhao Lizhan is a person who knows the goods, and the things Lao Zheng introduced are all very good. These things are also considered the best in China, and she has no idea about the price. Lao Zheng was not panicked. "You can call and ask, Sister Zhao has a wide network of people, just call and ask, I don't care. Look at this price, did I, Lao Zheng, make more money from you?" Zhao Lizhan picked up the phone. "Then I'll call and ask." Lao Zheng smiled and said, "Ask. One dares to say it, the other dares to do it." Zhao Lizhan called someone who knows the market in front of Lao Zheng to ask. Lao Zheng's price is indeed much cheaper, and it is estimated that you can't find a second store outside. Zhao Lizhan smiled and said, "Okay, then I'll buy it." Lin Feng went to the front desk to pay, filled in your delivery address, and the front desk told him that the sound will be adjusted at that time. Yet, before leaving, Zhao Lizhan said she would treat Lao Zheng to dinner another day. Lao Zheng readily agreed. Then, Zhao Lizhan took them to the mall for a stroll. Lin Dashan and Zhang Fuiong could no longer walk, Let's find a place to have a cup of tea, you guys go shopping. After everyone left, Zhang Fuiong couldn't help complaining that it was too tiring to accompany a woman shopping. Especially, Zhao Lizian was still a person who loved shopping. In comparison, Zhou Qilan's living conditions have only improved in recent years. Both sons have made progress, so she can relax and go shopping. After shopping, everyone carried a lot of bags. Zhang Fuiong seemed to be accustomed to it. I've been drinking tea for half a day, when are we going to eat? Zhao Lizian sat down. Wait a minute, let me rest for a while. In the evening, everyone had barbecue and hot pot, which was delicious. After the room was decorated, they stayed there until the end of August. Zhao Lizian took out all her jewelry to find inspiration for Herbeo. It doesn't matter if it's broken. I'm going to pass it on to your mother, and your mother will definitely pass it on to you and Sanbeo. So, in the end, this thing will be yours. After hearing what Zhao Lizian said, Zhang Yuxi and Zhou Qilan felt that it made sense. But they always felt something was wrong. During this period, Zhao Lizian took Herbeo to many jewelry stores. She also passed on all her knowledge of jewelry identification over the years to Herbeo. Now Herbeo's understanding of jewelry has far exceeded Zhang Yuxi's. Well, Zhang Yuxi only knows jade, agate, pearls, obsidian, etc. Chapter 414 The Four Treasures are going to elementary school. In a blink of an eye. On August 30th, the four babies were promoted to primary school. It was a big event for both the four babies and Lin Feng and his wife. Dabeo and Herbeo were assigned to Class 8, and Sibeo and Sanbeo were assigned to Class 6. Zhang Yuxi asked for leave to register the children. Lin Feng went to Class 8, and Zhang Yuxi went to Class 6. Birth certificates, vaccination certificates, kindergarten recommendation cards, household registration books, etc. After a busy morning, it was finally done. In the afternoon, there was a parent meeting, textbooks, etc. The holiday was on the 31st, and classes officially started on September 1st. The couple returned home and felt like they were alive again. The children had fun, but they were a little unhappy that they were not assigned to the same class. Later, they got better, probably realizing that there was nothing they could do about it. In the afternoon, Zhang Yuxi asked Enlan to come over and look after the four babies temporarily. Enlan had no objection. Oh, it's just right for the four babies to help me look after Guoguo. Guoguo is almost 1.5 years old. Now he can run and jump, and he is so tired. Enlan spent every day in self-hypnosis, telling herself over and over again that she was her own child. Whenever she was angry and wanted to go crazy, Guoguo would come over and hug Enlan with an innocent smile. She would softly call her mom. At this moment, all of Enlan's unhappiness was cured. But, less than 10 minutes later, she was going crazy again. In this way, Enlan jumped back and forth on the edge of going crazy. She took out all her anger on Liubo, punching and kicking him. Liubo was innocent. Wife, why are you hitting me? Enlan asked back, then can I hit my son? This won't work, Liubo quickly said, beat me. After Enlan calmed down, Liubo dared to comfort her. What did your son do to make you angry today? Speaking of this, he couldn't help getting angry again. Your son took my perfume today, and sprayed it on the flowers. No wonder the house smells so good. Dior, my favorite strong fragrance. Do you know how much a bottle costs? Liubo quickly coaxed, it's okay, your husband will buy it for you. Okay, Enlan felt better. Continuing to complain about her son, he also messed up all the cabinets I organized. After counting the symptoms of her son's mischief, Enlan felt that she couldn't live like this. But in the blink of an eye, looking at her son's cute sleeping face, Enlan felt that no matter how tired or hard it was worth it. Such a mischievous son, but in front of the four treasures, he was very well behaved. And the four treasures are good at taking care of children. So, when I got the chance, I let the four treasures look after the children for a long time, which was also good. In the afternoon, the couple held a parent meeting. The head teacher of Class 6 was named Yu, and the head teacher of Class 8 was named Zhao. They were both female teachers. The teacher wrote the class schedule on it. On the first day of school, you need to prepare pencil cases, pencils, erasers, notebooks, etc. The head teacher talked on it, and the other two handed out books. From 2:30 to 5 o'clock, they drove away. The couple sat in the car, feeling that their child was about to grow up and face a bigger environment. There were new friends and a new life. It was also a little further away from them. The mood was quite complicated, but this road was the only way. Horizontal ellipsis. On the 31st, Zhang Yuxi went to school. Lin Feng wrapped the books for the children. You should organize your own pencil cases or pencil cases first. 4 pencils and 2 erasers for each person. There are names on the pencils. You can distribute them yourself. Before school started, Lin Feng bought a kind of pencil that can be engraved with children's names on Taobao app, and bought 100 for each child. In addition to pencils, Lin Feng also bought erasers in a group, which are very ordinary. The teacher emphasized that the pencils or erasers you buy should not have too many styles. This will distract the children's attention in class, so just buy some ordinary styles. For pencil cases, choose the ones you like. For example, Sanbao likes pencil cases. Put your own labels on the pencil cases and erasers and write your own names. This is also what the teacher requires. When children are in primary school, they don't have a strong sense of self-management. Especially during the first period of school, they often drop things. Put names on them so that it is convenient to find them back. Writing names is the main content of the 3rd grade class in the 2nd semester. The 4 treasurers have already learned it. Lin Feng handed a stack of books to Dabao. Dabao, these are all your books. Write your class and name on them. Fortunately, book covers are ready-made now. Unlike before, you have to make them yourself with newspapers or something like that, which is very time-consuming and laborious. Dabao, these are yours. Thank you, Dad, you've worked hard. Not hard. After wrapping the children's book covers, he also wrote their nicknames on the side of their school bags with a marker. The writing was very small, and you couldn't see it if you didn't look carefully. Alice, I was afraid that the children would lose their school bags when they went to school. Lin Feng thought about it and prepared sweat towels for each of them and wrote their names on them. Each person prepared a small water cup, which was light and convenient. There was a water dispenser in their school, which was convenient. Lin Feng also prepared some hairbands and hairpins for the 2 little princesses at home, just in case. After finishing all this, an afternoon passed. Lin Feng sat on the sofa and sighed. The children grew up so fast. In the blink of an eye, they are already 6 years old and are about to enter the 1st grade. After dinner, the couple told them a lot of things. They asked the children to take care of each other in class. Dabao and Sabao are not worried, but they are worried that Dabao and Sanbao are too good-natured and will be bullied. Dabao and Sabao patted their chests and promised that they would take good care of Sanbao and Dabao. They had to go to school at 7:50. After sending them to school, the couple watched them go in. Outside the school, there were crowds of parents. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng walked back. Husband, I have to go first. I won't be back for lunch today. Okay. Lin Feng returned home and started to make lunch. After a busy morning, it was almost time. He looked at the time and went to pick up the children from school. They were all leaving school 1 class at a time. There are 8 classes in the 1st grade. After picking up the children, Lin Feng went back to eat. The children ate very happily today, probably because they were hungry. After dinner, while taking a break, Lin Feng asked how they felt about the 1st day of class. The children all said it was good. Dabao ran for class monitor and was successfully elected. Sanbao was directly assigned by the teacher as the music committee member. Here, Sabao is the sports committee member, and Dabao is the arts committee member. This seemed to be expected, but also unexpected. Dabao's position as the arts committee member was arranged by the teacher, just like Sanbao. The prettiest girl in the class is not the arts committee member. What a pity. Okay, go take a nap, Dad will wash the dishes. In the group, the teacher also sent a message to the class leaders. On the 1st day, after school, the children talked about the things between their teachers and classmates in their respective classes. In the evening, Lin Feng received a reward from the system. Ding, because the host raised the baby and successfully entered elementary school, he received 5% of the pure dividends of the Ali Group's shares until he graduated from elementary school. The file is distributed in the host's backpack. Please check it. Chapter 415, Differences Between Men and Women. The next day, after sending the children away, Lin Feng went to his backpack to find the documents. Sure enough, there were a bunch of contracts. A week after school started, the children behaved very well and found school life quite interesting. Teacher's Day came in a blink of an eye. As a gift for Teacher's Day, the teacher assigned 2 more questions. All the students. This operation was a bit confusing to them. Half a month after school started, the first parent-teacher meeting was held. In the afternoon holiday, Lan ran over here happily. "You guys go, I'm here." The seats this time were different from the last time. Parents sat according to the names of the students on the test papers. Lin Feng could sit anywhere. He was in class 6, and Sanbeo and Sabeo were here. Collect all the papers. Sanbeo scored 100 points, and his handwriting was neat and beautiful. Since becoming the music committee member, Sanbeo has changed a lot. After all, he has to be a role model for the whole class. His handwriting is not as good as before, and he scored 100 points. Sabeo, Chinese 97, Math 98. The teacher came to the stage and mainly talked about what problems there were during this period and where the children worked hard to excel. The children are still young, and they have many small problems that need to be corrected. They are in the first grade, which is different from kindergarten. They are little adults, and it is time for them to learn to be independent. This time, we have another purpose for holding the parent meeting, which is to teach the children the difference between boys and girls. Some parents have taught their children before, and some have not. I will give parents a link in the group later. Watch it with your children. It ended at the end of school. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi's parent meetings were similar. The school also arranged to let the children know the differences between boys and girls. This, Lin Feng had already told the children when he asked the children to sleep in separate rooms. Back home, Lan happily watched TV series on the sofa. The four brothers and sisters took care of Guoguo meticulously, and Guoguo was well-behaved and sensible. The scene was warm and beautiful. Another week passed, and the school uniforms were finally distributed. Because there are many children in the family, Lin Feng bought 2 sets for each child. Parents in the group. "Hey, there is such an operation?" Lin Feng is very low-key. He usually doesn't talk much in the group. If there is anything, he will communicate with the teacher alone. Everyone only knows that they gave birth to quadruplets, all of whom are very good-looking and have very high temperament. On this day, the teacher in the group sent a group message. It said that there was a child in the school whose father worked on a construction site and fell off a shelf. His right leg was injured and he could not walk. The school organized donations, and the amount of donations was a token of our heart. We hope that the children and parents can give a little love. When I picked up the children in the afternoon, the 4 treasures were also talking about this matter. As the monitor of Class 8, Dabeo and Sabeo as the sports committee member of Class 6, they should take the lead. In total, the assets of the 4 little guys are already more than 4 million. Raymond Lam asked the children, "How much do you plan to donate?" The children had no concept of money and thought that they should donate as much as possible. Each child donated 5,000, and the parents donated another 5,000. Class 6, Sanbeo and Sabeo plus Raymond Lam and his wife, a total of 20,000. Class 8 also donated 20,000. It's not like before, 1 or 2 yuan is also a donation. Nowadays, the minimum donation is 10 yuan. Most families donated 100 or 200 yuan, and some families with better conditions donated 500 or 800 yuan. Very few wealthy families donated 1,000 yuan, but only 1 or 2. Lin Feng donated more than 20,000 yuan, which is rare. The teacher was on the stage and thanked the students and the parents present. As a teacher, he would also do his best. Each teacher donated 300 yuan. In the teacher's office, the desks of the head teachers of Class 6 and Class 8 are next to each other. The money Lin Feng gave was all in cash. The first thing to do when Erbeo and Dabeo went to school was to hand the money in the envelope to the teacher. The teachers were all surprised. After teaching for such a long time, they knew that the Lin family's children had a good family background. In the first grade group, the Class 6 raised the most donations. Suddenly, everyone knew the family background of the Lin family. After the event ended, the school held an autumn sports meeting in the last few days of September. There was no class in the morning, so they could bring some food, drinks, etc. Lin Feng prepared bread baked by himself for the children and boiled milk to keep warm in a thermos. I made rice balls for them because the children would not come back for lunch. Not only that, I also prepared snacks for them and gave each of them 20 yuan in pocket money. They wore blue and white school uniforms and happily carried small bags into the school. Lin Feng couldn't help but feel a little emotional. I still remember that when they were in kindergarten, I accompanied them and laughed and talked together. There is a kind of love called letting go. Looking at the cheerful backs of the 4 children, Lin Feng couldn't help but laugh. In this sports meeting, the four treasures participated in all the events. Dabao and Sibao, one as the class monitor and the other as the sports committee member, participated in many events. Erbao and Sanbao can only cheer and encourage them. In this sports meeting, the four treasures in the first grade group can be said to be famous in one battle. Sibao won the first place in all the competitions he participated in. Now, the first grade in the whole school know that his athletic talent is not inferior to Dabao and Erbao, and the two of them mostly won the second and third places. In the women's group, Erbao always won the first place. When the first grade group awards, the first place has always been Sibao. The second and third place went to Dabao and Erbao in turn. Now, the three of them have become famous, and they seem to be triplets. In the group, the teacher will update and post some videos. When Lin Feng saw his little baby competing, he felt proud. On the podium, Lin Feng learned that the three little guys did very well. Especially Sibao, who bravely competed for several first places and was excited. No matter how much money the system gave him as a reward, it would not be as good as his children to make him happy. Lin Feng sent the video to the family group, to Liu Bo, and to Zhang Yuxi. In the class group, especially in class 6, various parents sent their blessings. Wow, this child is so amazing, he is a sports genius. Awesome. Wow, these people are so athletic, is it genetic? After picking up the children, Lin Feng gave each of the four children a big hug. Are you tired today? Dabao and Sibao happily showed off their trophies to Lin Feng, chattering. Under a tree on the school road, Lin Feng listened carefully. He flattered the children just right, and at the end he said with a smile, Dad will make you delicious food tonight as a reward. Great. Back home, the first thing Raymond Lam did was to give the children a bath. Dabao and Sibao were taking a bubble bath in the bathtub, while Erbao was in the bathtub in the master bedroom. When you are done, get dressed and come down. Daddy is in the kitchen. Okay. The children are in elementary school now, and there is already a difference between boys and girls. Zhang Yuxi has already taken care of some things for Erbao and Sanbao. For example, bathing, changing clothes, etc. He can no longer kiss his princesses casually, and it's really sad to think about it. Chapter 416, A Man Favored by Time. After Erbao came out of the shower, Lin Feng dried his hands and blew her hair. Erbao's hair was thick and curly, which was difficult to manage. Every time, Lin Feng would make her hair beautiful and worry-free. Dad, why do I have so much hair? Lin Feng said with a smile, isn't it good to have more hair? Having more hair means you are in good health. Now many people want more hair. Erbao covered her mouth and laughed, haha, I heard Uncle Liu Bo say last time that he is going bald. Bald, does that mean you will have no hair? Lin Feng nodded, yes, he is indeed going bald. After marriage, Liu Bo's hair became very bald, and he was very painful and anxious. The more painful and anxious he was, the more severe his hair loss was. Dad, will you lose your hair? Well, I think so. But Dad is in good health, so he loses his hair slowly. After Erbao's hair was blown, it became explosive. Lin Feng braided 2 pigtails for her and put a hairpin on her. Erbao looked at the mirror vainly, I'm so beautiful. Thank you, Dad. You're welcome. I'll go see Sibao and Dabao. Why haven't they come out yet? Once they entered, they were having a water fight. That was too much. Lin Feng deliberately put on a stern face, okay, stop washing, come out, Dad will wipe the water off for you. The bathroom was heated, and it was very warm. No wonder they played for so long. Lin Feng put on their pajamas and dried their hair. Okay, Dad will go back to cook. Hurry up and do your homework. Erbao and Sanbao have finished their homework. The sports meet starts on Friday, followed by Saturday and Sunday. Okay. After entering elementary school, Lin Feng put desks in each room. Erbao and Sanbao have finished their homework. One is practicing music, and the other is doing handicrafts. They will not come out until dinner time. Compared with these two good kids, Dabao and Sibao usually play first and then do their homework. Regarding homework, Lin Feng did not plan to tutor them, and let them do it independently. Homework was left in the senior class. From that time on, they gradually developed the habit of completing homework independently. Lin Feng poked his head out of the kitchen and saw Dabao and Sibao playing the game of Transformers vs. Ultraman. Erbao's Barbie doll was cheering them on. Lin Feng sighed and said lightly, now, Go upstairs to do your homework, and come down to eat after you finish. Dabao and Sabao went upstairs. Lin Feng called Zhang Yuxi. Wife, are you coming home tonight? Almost home. After dinner, those who learned taekwondo, those who made handicrafts did handicrafts, and those who practiced piano. During this period, Erbao made a lot of works one after another. For example, the jade drop pendant, which is very small and water drop shaped, only the size of a mung bean, with a broken diamond underneath. There is also a string of pearls of various colors, a bracelet strung together, small and cute. What princess crown, princess handbag, etc. She also made a hairpin with wool and a brooch with feathers. Gradually, Erbao has begun to let his imagination run wild on the road of creation. I don't know if it's because things are rare, but every time a new product is released, it's sold out. The Princess series from Erbao is the most popular and is loved by his peers. Sanbao's fame has spread to the school he attends. He is only 6 years old, but he has participated in dozens of performances of all sizes. In short, the four treasures are very famous in school. After Zhang Yuxi came back, are the children doing their homework upstairs? Well, my wife asked them to come down to eat. This time, only one paper was issued for Chinese and mathematics, and there was no other homework. As soon as Zhang Yuxi entered, Sabao and Dabao quickly shut up. What are you talking about? I walked over and took a look, and my eyelids jumped. Sabao, can you write well? Your handwriting can catch up with cursive writing. Mom, what is cursive writing? Zhang Yuxi picked up his pen and wrote on the paper, this is it. Sabao. Zhang Yuxi sighed, son, your handwriting is too ugly. The teacher and classmates don't know what you are writing. She was so angry that she wanted her son to rewrite it. This is my last reminder to you. If I see your handwriting still floating next time, rewrite it. Sabao then remembered that her mother is also a teacher. Dabao's homework is fine, and her handwriting is beautiful. Zhang Yuxi is very satisfied. Have you finished? Let's go downstairs to eat. Dad has already prepared the meal. Great, Dad is the best. With a clatter, the two children went to find food. Zhang Yuxi came to Erbao's room. Since Erbao became the Cultural and Arts Committee member, she has been very confident. As a Cultural and Arts Committee member, she naturally has to take the lead. Homework should be good, handwriting should be beautiful, and she should become a diligent little girl. Erbao is making changes one by one. Erbao, have you finished? Erbao said that she had finished, and said, Mom, doing homework is so boring. Zhang Yuxi said lightly, it's time for dinner. Erbao cheered, it's great. In the rooms of the two girls, Sanbao can tidy up her own little nest. Erbao is very messy, and Zhang Yuxi is afraid that Sanbao will be affected by her. However, after so long, Sanbao was not affected. He often cleaned up the house for his sister, Alice. Dabao and Sabao had big appetites, and today's sports meeting made them very tired. After eating, Zhang Yuxi washed the dishes, and Lin Feng took the children to walk Dabao. By the way, let the four treasures digest their food. In a blink of an eye, the long vacation began. Miaolang was going abroad, and the trip to Shanghai was changed to Sanya. Lin Feng went to the supermarket and bought a small trolley suitcase for each of the four treasures. After returning, let the children pack their own clothes for the trip. Being a parent is like this. While expecting children to be independent, you also want them to rely more on their parents. It's very contradictory and entangled. The flight was after 8 o'clock the next day, and they had to leave at 6 o'clock. After packing their luggage, the family went to bed early. When they arrived in Sanya, they just caught up with lunch and ate outside. After returning, they slept for a while and felt better. The two boys lived in one room, and Erbao and Sanbao lived in another room. Pack your suitcases. Then we'll go for a walk on the beach. Zhang Yuxi brought sun hats for the two little princesses, and the boys wore hats. In addition, she also brought children's sunscreen. Baby's skin is very delicate. What should girls do if they get sunburned, especially? Honey, your skin is so good. I haven't seen you use skincare products. It hasn't changed in all these years. Zhang Yuxi said with jealousy. They have been together for more than 6 years without realizing it. This man has really been treated well by time. After so many years, there has been no change at all. And my skin has begun to become rough, and fine lines have begun to appear. It really proves the old saying. When a woman is over 30, all functions begin to age rapidly. The body and mind can't keep up with the past. Take Lan, for example, after giving birth to a child, she looks 3 or 4 years older. She's not even 30 yet. Lin Feng certainly knows the reason, and can see that Zhang Yuxi is not feeling well. He pecked her and coaxed her, maybe men age more slowly. Zhang Yuxi didn't believe it. Nonsense, look at Liu Bo, he's almost bald, but you're not. Lin Feng hugged her, I exercise regularly. Honey, tell me, how do I apply this sunscreen? After applying sunscreen, you can't go out until half an hour later. Lin Feng asked a company to clean up this beach villa in Sanaya on a regular basis. When the company learned that they were coming today, the water in the swimming pool outside had been changed. Look, the little guys who applied sunscreen but couldn't go out to play started playing as soon as they came in. They can swim. Every summer, Lin Feng would apply for cards for them to go swimming and strengthen their muscle memory. Lin Feng was worried and stood aside watching them. Zhang Yuxi went to change clothes. Chapter 417, Diving with Your Baby. The sunscreen Zhang Yuxi bought is waterproof. It doesn't matter if the children play in the water. After Zhang Yuxi changed her clothes and came out, the family set out for the beach. They took a small bucket and a small shovel to find small crabs, turtles and conchs on the beach. Lin Feng and his wife held hands, watched the children play, and occasionally gave them a few instructions. Suddenly, the little guys walking in front suddenly stopped moving. Dad, come and see, what's moving here? Dad, come quickly, it's out, it's a little turtle, so cute. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi went over and saw a cute little turtle in the sand pile, which was very attractive. Look around, you will definitely find more treasures. Exploring treasure hunting is one of the children's favorite games. After listening to Lin Feng's words, the 4 treasures happily went to look for it again. In addition to them, there were many other children who were also looking for treasures. Everyone greeted each other, exchanged their experiences in treasure hunting, and showed their own achievements. After walking for a while, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi saw the familiar bar again. Everything was no different from usual. Lin Feng ordered soda for the 4 babies, he drank a very low concentration of wine, and Zhang Yuxi drank a beverage. The waiter looked at them, looks familiar. Lin Feng smiled, I've been here before. The waiter looked at Zhang Yuxi, then at the 4 babies, I remember it. He didn't say it next, but the waiter did remember it. There are not many people who impress the waiter every day. The looks of Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi are already unforgettable, not to mention the quadruplets. The children drank soda with a look of enjoyment on their faces. When they saw other children having snacks, they wanted some too. In the distance, people in diving suits were on the boat, and there were some staff members. The last time Lin Feng came, he wanted to dive, and this time he had to go and see it anyway. He asked the waiter, excuse me, where can I go diving? There is a diving organization here that takes people, both professional and non-professional, to go diving. Sibeo asked with sparkling eyes, Uncle, can children go diving? Yes. They must be over 6 years old. Do you have children? Yes, we do. That's fine. Now, the children urged Lin Feng to hurry up, because they wanted to go diving. After finishing eating, he found out that there were many diving organizations nearby while navigating and asking for directions. Lin Feng searched the internet and found the largest organization. The staff received them. Are you ready to dive? Lin Feng nodded. Yes, I want to ask, my wife can't swim, is it okay? The staff smiled and said, yes, our divers will take you down. They all have diving certificates, it's absolutely safe and trustworthy. Lin Feng asked again, where are the children? The staff took a look at the 4 babies. We have a rule here that children can dive when they are over 6 weeks old. However, in order to ensure the safety of the children, we have to do a simple check. Then, the staff called another person, check these 4 children, they are over 6 years old. Okay, kids, please let auntie come over here. Zhang Yuxi followed, husband, I'll go take a look. Lin Feng stayed to understand the situation. We charge by the hour here. We need to rent diving suits. The fees for adults and children are different. For those who can't swim, our divers can't take them to deep places, only to diving areas. For children, whether they can swim or not, we will only take them to shallow water. If you want to go to the deep area, we can. Lin Feng said, oh, and looked at the introduction, do you also provide photography services here? video or something. Yes, some people will record their diving scenes, as well as what's underwater. We provide photography here, the price is calculated separately. Lin Feng asked for this package, and the staff smiled and said, okay, no problem. Over there, the children's examination results came out. The children are in great shape, and Zhang Yuxi is also in good shape and can go into the water. Now let's pay, and then I'll have someone get you a diving suit, and a photography staff. Just when paying, the boss said that 4 people must be equipped with 3 divers. For safety reasons, 2 are not enough. After all, there are 4 children. The staff looked at Lin Feng in embarrassment. You think you should add some more fees? After all, safety is the most important. Lin Feng had no objection. 6 people, 3 divers and 1 staff member were arranged to follow. Go change into diving suits. The children were very excited to change into children's diving suits with the staff. Then, they set off. They sat on a speedboat and drove to the beach. The divers told them, first, don't run around, follow us divers. Second, if you feel uncomfortable, tell us immediately, we will take you out of the water, understand? Especially the 4 treasures, divers have a headache taking care of children. Lin Feng reminded them again, if you feel uncomfortable, tell uncle immediately. You can't do dangerous things for fun, understand? The 4 treasures said they understood. When they drove to the screen, the divers put on their equipment and checked them carefully. The first person went into the sea. Then it was Zhang Yuxi, and then the 4 treasures one after another, and Lin Feng was the last one. Zhang Yuxi was a little nervous, and Lin Feng held her hand, and the look in his eyes under the goggles encouraged her. The diver protected them in the middle and led them into the water step by step. This is a shallow diving area suitable for children and people who can't swim. The deeper they go, the clearer the underwater world becomes. It's so beautiful inside and the water is so clear that everyone forgets their nervousness. Lin Feng has been holding Zhang Yuxi's hand. The couple held Erbao and Sanbao's hands. The diver indicated that they could touch the fish above. A fish swam slowly past them, and the children reached out to catch them, but they swam away flexibly. The underwater world is colorful. The deeper they go, the more fish there are. They swim around them and are not afraid of strangers at all. The children played with the fish and were very happy. 45 minutes later, the diver took them on the boat. Seeing the children's eager look, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng were also the same. In the past, I saw those diving scenes on TV. I thought in my heart that I would try it one day. Now I am in the scene, and the incomparable feeling makes them unable to come back to their senses for a long time. As soon as the divers came up, they asked if they were feeling unwell. Both the children and adults were fine. After returning, they took off their diving suits and took a shower. The staff asked with a smile, "How do you feel? Is it beautiful? Do you want to play again?" The whole family nodded. They must play again. They didn't have enough fun just now. The staff suggested with a smile, "Then come back tomorrow. This is your first time in the water, you need to rest well. After you go in the water, you can't take a plane for 12 hours, remember." Chapter 418 Encountering Dujin's Family. Back to the villa. The children chattered and gestured. The couple listened and laughed in the kitchen. At the beach, it is natural to have a seafood feast. Although seafood is delicious, they dare not let the children eat too much. So Lin Feng made seafood rice, poured seafood sauce on it, and it tasted so delicious. After dinner, the family played in the yard. Dabao's phone watch rang. It was a classmate in the class. The homework is to recite the text. I guess the classmates who don't know the phone number are calling to ask about the homework. Erbao washed carefully. In the afternoon, she found shells on the beach and planned to make earrings. Dabao and Sabao played with the little turtle. Put it in the yard, then follow it and watch it crawl slowly. I think it's fun to do this. Sanbao was reading the music score. Lin Feng hugged Zhang Yuxi and sat on the recliner, chatting. A picture of a peaceful time makes people envious. The next day, Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng woke up the children early in the morning before dawn. The purpose is to let the children watch the sunrise. Watching the sunrise is the first time for the children. Lin Feng had thought about taking the children to watch the sunrise before. At that time, they were still young and could not get up so early. Look, it's just in time. Looking at the rising sun, Lin Feng smiled and said, "In the future, Dad will take you to the mountain to watch the sunrise. The sunrise on the mountain is more interesting." After watching the sunrise, the children were almost completely awake. After breakfast, they went to the beach to play. At this time, the sun just came out and it was warm. Take a walk. Make lunch after coming back. Unexpectedly, I met two acquaintances this time. Lu Boy and Du Jin. Du Jin held the child and played with her daughter. Lu Boy stood behind, wearing sunglasses and watching. If Lu Boy hadn't taken the initiative to say hello, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi would not have noticed him. Zhang Yuxi said politely, "You guys come to play too?" Lu Boy took off his glasses and showed a calm expression. "Yes, we just came yesterday." Zhang Yuxi said calmly, "We just came yesterday too." After a pause, he said, "You guys play." After that, he took Lin Feng's arm and left with a smile, never looking at Du Jin from beginning to end. Lin Feng looked down at her, unhappy. Zhang Yuxi shook his head, "Not unhappy, she means nothing to me." Really, Du Jin has become a stranger, and greeted Lu Boyu. It was really the other party who took the initiative to talk to him. Behind him, there was the sound of Du Jin and Lu Boyu arguing, and the sound of a child crying. That little sister fell down. Erbeo said softly. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi turned their heads and saw Lu Boy's daughter fell to the ground, crying pitifully. Lu Boy wanted to pick up his daughter, but Du Jin kept pestering him. "Lu Boyu, I asked you to come out and play, but you're going back after such a short time. Is it because of me or someone else?" Lu Boyu pushed Du Jin away, picked up his crying daughter, and coaxed her softly. "Du Jin, let's get a divorce." "No, you're dreaming. It's not up to you to decide whether to get a divorce or not." Stop right there. Lu Boyu, explain yourself clearly." The couple turned around. Sibeo asked, "Mom, what is a divorce?" Zhang Yuxi explained with a smile, "Divorce means that a couple breaks up and won't live together anymore." Erbeo said with a little disdain, "They will each get married in the future, and the child will have no parents." When the children heard this, they hurriedly looked at Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi nervously. Dabeo blocked their way and asked anxiously, "Will Mom and Dad get a divorce? Will they not want us anymore?" Although Sanbeo didn't ask, he looked very nervous. Sibeo was also very nervous. Before Zhang Yuxi could speak, Erbeo looked like a little kid, shaking his head and said, "Mom and Dad will never get divorced. Haven't you seen them showing their affection in front of us every day? Godmother said that she might get divorced, but Mom and Dad can't." Zhang Yuxi chuckled, "You know a lot." Erbeo said with a smile, "Of course, Dad is handsome, can cook, is good at sports, and has money. Mom won't be stupid enough to divorce Dad. Otherwise, who will cook for Mom and who will take care of Mom?" Zhang Yuxi held back her laughter, "You little smart guy." The other babies were relieved when they heard it. Zhang Yuxi hugged Lin Feng and said solemnly, "Mom will never get divorced with Dad." Lin Feng smiled and said, "Dad won't leave Mom either." On the way back, they saw Du Jin sitting on the side of the road, crying while talking on the phone. Zhang Yuxi pretended not to see anything. "Yuxi, I want to talk to you." Zhang Yuxi pretended not to hear. This time, Du Jin was a little angry and begging. "Yuxi, let's talk." Sanbeo asked softly, "Mom, don't you like that auntie?" Zhang Yuxi couldn't help but look at Lin Feng. Lin Feng said slowly, "There is a milk tea shop in front, I will take the children to buy some food." Zhang Yuxi nodded and pulled the corner of her mouth. Sanbeo frowned and said to Lin Feng, "Dad, doesn't Mom like that auntie? If you don't like it, then don't let Mom see the auntie. That auntie is very fierce." Sanbeo's eyes were full of worry for Zhang Yuxi. Erbeo also said, "That's right, that auntie is very fierce, Mom will suffer." Lin Feng smiled and said, "Don't worry, Mom won't suffer. Eat the ice cream quickly, it will melt you if you don't eat it." Sibeo coaxed Erbeo and Sanbeo. "If Mom is bullied, Dad and the men in our family will protect her." Erbeo said with a smile, "I am a superwoman, I can protect Mom too." Zhang Yuxi walked over and looked at Du Jin coldly, "I remember telling you not to bother me." It was summer, but Du Jin felt a chill from Zhang Yuxi. Du Jin's momentum suddenly weakened. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 419, Divorce Petition. Yuxi. The Lu family wanted an office building in R&F Plaza in Shanghai, But Uncle Zhang didn't even give them time to talk. From that time on, the Lu family blamed me for everything. No matter what I did, it was wrong. I gave birth to a daughter, and my mother-in-law doesn't like me anymore. Boyu has also changed. He is no longer on my side. Zhang Yuxi listened quietly, her thoughts drifting far away. What are the four treasures and Lin Feng eating at this time? What are we going to eat for lunch today? Should we not go out to eat? Or cook for ourselves? Forget it, she knows her cooking skills. Yuxi? Are you listening? Zhang Yuxi came back to her senses, looked at Dujin in front of her, and said very honestly, no. Dujin's breath was choked. Zhang Yuxi asked back, what does it have to do with me whether you live a good life or not? The reason I came here is because I don't want to leave a harsh impression on the children, understand? You choose your own path, whether it is good or not, you should walk it on your knees. Dujin wanted to grab Zhang Yuxi's hand, but she shook it off heavily and said in a low voice, don't touch me. Dujin pursed her lips, Yuxi, do you have to do this? She raised her head with a burning gaze, yes, you are happy now, maybe happiness is fake. Look, Lu Boyu is such a good man, but he still has another woman behind my back. Your man is handsome and rich, there must be a lot of women staring at him like jackals, tigers and leopards, right? Men are just like cats, there is no one who doesn't like the fish outside. After hearing this, Zhang Yuxi was not angry, but laughed. Don't compare yourself to me, and don't compare Lu Boyu to Lin Feng. You don't deserve it, and neither does he. You can't hold your own marriage, don't think that others are as incompetent as you. Looking at the beautiful, proud, queen-like woman in front of him, Dujin was almost going crazy with anger. Zhang Yuxi, I have let you down, but so many years have passed, and I also want to make up for it. But you never give me a chance to make up for it. Zhang Yuxi found it extremely funny. You stabbed me in the back, there will be a second time if there is a first time, and there will be countless times in the future. I am crazy if I continue to be friends with such a person. There is no possibility for you and me to be friends forever. Dujin bit her lip tightly. Don't you want to know if I planned it all by myself back then? Zhang Yuxi was stunned for a moment. It doesn't matter whether it is or not. If there hadn't been that accident, how could I have gained happiness? Besides, God sees what people do, and bad people will be punished. After a pause, Zhang Yuxi said with a faint smile. During this long vacation, she took her child back to Shanghai and learned a piece of gossip. Lu Boyu sued Dujin for divorce. Zhang Yuxi held her forehead. Dujin and I are probably not compatible. I ran into her again when I went to Senai this time. And Lan asked quickly, didn't this crazy woman embarrass you? Zhang Yuxi shook her head, no, she just dragged me and talked to me. And Lan said, don't pay attention to this crazy woman in the future. I found out that Dujin secretly bought 2 houses and a storefront for her parents. She used Lu Boyu's money without any notice. The Lu family only found out about it in the past few days. Moreover, I heard that after Dujin married Lu Boyu, she was with a man. If the child is not from the Lu family, it will be checked. Lu Boyu's parents said that everything Dujin ate must be vomited out. Zhang Yuxi took a deep breath, she's crazy. There's nothing wrong with buying things for your parents' family. People are selfish and you can understand a little. Looking outside, Lu Boyu didn't know at first, and only found out after he asked someone to check. And Lan clicked her tongue a few times. After the children went back to school, and Lan brought more gossip. The child was from the Lu family, and Lu Boyu no longer pursued the things his mother's family had bought, and only asked for a divorce. Then, Dujin divorced under the persuasion of her parents. And Lan laughed, I heard that he left the magic city, and I don't know where he went. Zhang Yuxi didn't care much, as long as she didn't meet him again. In a blink of an eye, it was time to go to school again. The days passed in a dull manner. In November, there was good news about Sanbao. Miao Lang went abroad for something during his last vacation, and he actually went there to take care of Sanbao. He fought for Sanbao to get a solo opportunity to preface a piece at the New York Opera. If Sanbao can be a great success this time, he will definitely become famous abroad. The time was November 9th, and Miao Lang flew to Michang to guide Sanbao. Academics are important, and competitions are also important. In a blink of an eye, it was November 6th, which happened to be a Friday holiday. Lin Feng asked Mr. Zhao for leave from his class, and the children could only go to class next Wednesday. Mr. Zhao asked about Sanbao's situation with concern. What's wrong? Why did you ask for leave? When he learned that he was going to participate in a very important competition, Mr. Zhao said to cheer him up. Is Dabao going? Do you want to ask for leave too? This is a very important competition for Sanbao, and the whole family must be there. The tickets are all bought. They set off on Friday night, flew directly to New York, and then took the subway to the hotel near the Opera House. After arriving at the hotel, it was already past 10 o'clock in the evening. The children fell asleep as soon as they hit the bed, and they would probably get up at noon tomorrow. Miao Lang's schedule has been arranged. I will take Sanbao to practice on the 7th and 8th, and meet with our music team. The official performance will be on the 9th. Lin Feng asked, what do we need to do? You don't have to do anything. Take the 4 treasures for a walk during these 2 days. There are a lot of delicious food here. Chapter 420 Opera House Performance. The next day at noon, the children got up one after another. After lunch at the hotel, Miao Lang took Sanbao to the Opera House. The next 2 days of practice. And Lin Feng suddenly remembered that he had a house in New York. Where's the house? It's a 20-minute walk from here in the Hatton district of New York. Lin Feng has never been abroad. Zhang Yuxi went to school abroad in her early years, so she still knows some things. Walking to the Hatton district, there is no community here, only a few streets and a few numbers. Lin Feng's house is located at number 2, 15th Street. It is located on a tree-lined path. Previous data showed that the indoor area is about 720 square meters. The rooftop area is about 210 square meters, and you can take the elevator directly to each floor. Lin Feng took the children to number 2, 15th Street, took out the key and opened the door. This is a 3-story building apartment. Luxury apartments in New York usually have only 1 or 2 floors. The first floor is a living room and dining room. From the restaurant, you can see the New York building very directly. There are 10 seats in total. The kitchen is very large, and the countertops are all made of marble. The cupboard can hold more than 100 bottles of red wine, and there is a refrigerator next to it. The cabinet next to it doesn't look special, but there is a secret compartment inside. Inside is the laundry room, dryer, high-end laundry sink, etc. Raymond Lam often cooks at home, and he is very satisfied with the large size of this kitchen. On the other side of the atrium is a home office, which is mainly gray and beautifully decorated. Next to it is a lounge, which is equivalent to a bedroom. The bedroom is very large and the bathroom is fully equipped. The second floor is mainly bedrooms and guest rooms, plus the rest room on the first floor, a total of 8 rooms. The master bedroom is very large and the decoration is very luxurious, as are the other rooms. What amazed the family the most was the top floor. The top floor is made entirely of glass, and sunlight can shine into the entire room. The top floor can accommodate 300 people for a party, and it is surrounded by iconic New York buildings. The children ran around, and the family finished the tour. Zhang Yuxi asked in surprise, "Honey, this house is very expensive, right? When did you buy it?" Lin Feng smiled and said, "I bought it before because I saw the price was right." "It didn't cost much?" Zhang Yuxi believed it and said, "Although it didn't cost much, it must have cost hundreds of millions." Lin Feng said with a smile, "When we go abroad to play in the future, it would be nice to have a place to live. If we don't live there, we can rent it out. Besides, if Sanbao succeeds this time, Teacher Miao's foreign connections are all in New York. Sanbao will have to come here often. It would be comfortable to have a place to live, right?" Zhang Yuxi nodded. "Yes, my husband is still thoughtful. Then we won't rent it out." She took out the app on her mobile phone and said, "Let me search how far it is from the Opera House." "Well, it's a 40-minute walk and only 2 subway stops, and it's 20 minutes round trip." Lin Feng said with a smile, "Then call Teacher Miao and I'll go to check out of the hotel and get our luggage back. And bring some dishes back by the way. The meal we had at the hotel today was so bad that the children didn't eat much. Except for Sanbao, who is a foodie and doesn't care about food." Lin Feng returned along the same route and checked out of the hotel. Seeing that Lin Feng had a lot of luggage, the front desk suggested that they would help him with his luggage as long as he paid. Lin Feng readily agreed. After carrying the important things on his back, the luggage was sent away by the hotel staff. Lin Feng called Zhang Yuxi and said that someone would come to deliver the luggage and check if there was anything missing in the suitcase. He went to the supermarket to buy vegetables by himself. This was his first time to go to a supermarket abroad, and he picked a lot. The cashier girl smiled and said, "Where are you from? You are so handsome. I rarely see such handsome foreigners." Lin Feng smiled slightly. He returned home with the things. Looking at such a big kitchen, he was so happy and started to get busy. Zhang Yuxi was playing with the children and came over to help. Lin Feng was worried about the children. "Wife, you go and look after the children. This is a spiral staircase with low handrails. That's hard work, husband." "It's not hard." Thinking that he would have to ask someone to raise the handrail a little higher. After dinner, Miaolang and Sanbao came back. Miaolang often comes to New York, and this place is close to the opera house, so he knows the housing prices best. Lin Feng cooked a big meal, and Zhang Yuxi took the children to wash their hands. Zhang Yuxi gently touched Sanbao's forehead. "Are you tired?" Sanbao shook his head obediently. "Not tired." "Then is there anything you are not used to?" Sanbao also shook his head. "No, everything is fine." After dinner, it was already past 6 in the afternoon, and Miaolang was going to rest. "He didn't sleep well in the hotel last night. You young people have good energy. Let's go for a walk." At this time, the daytime temperature in New York was only about 10 degrees, and it was already dark. Lin Feng took the children to the rooftop, where the view was pretty good. Lin Feng started to barbecue while the children were playing. At 8 o'clock in the evening, Lin Feng took the children to the second floor. Next to the master bedroom is the second bedroom. Sleeping in an unfamiliar room made the children feel a little resistant, especially Sanbao. Lin Feng thought about it. "How about this? Bao and Sanbao sleep with mom, and dad sleeps with Dabao and Sibao. How about it?" The children had no objection. The couple washed the children and lay down on the bed to sleep. This was the first time the children slept with their parents after sleeping in separate rooms, and they missed it quite a bit. Dabao and Sibao were in good spirits and chattered non-stop. Lin Feng said helplessly, "Sleep well, Sanbao has something to do tomorrow." Sanbao next door seemed to have fallen asleep. The next morning, Lin Feng got up to make breakfast. Boiled porridge, fried vegetables, and pickled cucumbers. Miaolang smiled and said, "It's rare to be able to drink porridge in New York." Lin Feng said with a smile, "If you have enough time at noon, you can come back to eat." Miaolang was silent for a moment and said, "Okay, I'll call you before noon." In the morning, Lin Feng and his wife took the children to the supermarket. Lin Feng, who knows 7 languages, occasionally communicates with the children in other languages when the children are in kindergarten. The children have no problem communicating normally now. This is the first time for the children to go to a supermarket abroad, and they are all very curious. It is basically different from that in China. If there is any difference, it is only the price. I bought some meat, vegetables and fruits. It was almost past 10 o'clock. Just thinking about it, Miaolang called, and his tone was a little embarrassed. If he and Sanbao were to come back for lunch, they would bring some friends he knew, about 7 or 8 people. They heard that Lin Feng had given birth to quadruplets and wanted to come and see. And knowing that Lin Feng could cook, they wanted to taste his cooking skills. Of course, Lin Feng had no objection. "What do they like to eat? I can cook a lot of dishes." Miaolang said, "Just home cooking." Lin Feng understood. "Okay, what time will you be home?" "Around 12 o'clock. "Okay, no problem." Chapter 421, The 3 Treasures That Stunned the Audience. After hanging up the phone, Lin Feng pushed the shopping cart and said, "There will be many guests at home today, and Dad has to buy a lot of ingredients. You guys can come with us." He told the 4 treasures, "Dad is running out of time, so we can't stay in the supermarket, understand?" The children had no objection. After buying them, it was already 10:30, and Lin Feng mobilized everyone in the family. "Wife, peel these potatoes and cucumbers. You little guys pick the vegetables, and you are good at peeling garlic. Please peel more for Dad, thank you." Everyone said in unison, "Got it, sir." Lin Feng steamed rice in the pot. Scrambled eggs with tomatoes, twice cooked pork, cold cucumber, fish-flavored pork shreds, stir-fried cabbage, braised fish, etc. Of course, Lin Feng also roasted a chicken. 1.5 hours, it's enough time to do all this. Before 12 o'clock, the doorbell rang. Zhang Yuxi quickly tidied up her clothes. "I'll go open the door." The children followed behind. "Mom, wait for us." In addition to Miaolang and Sanbao, there were 8 strangers following behind, both men and women. Except for one person who was about the same age as Miaolang, The other 7 people were about 20 years old. Zhang Yuxi invited them in and poured them some juice. She said in a very pleasant voice, "This is freshly squeezed orange juice, please drink it." Then she went to the kitchen. "Honey, is it time to eat?" "Yes," Zhang Yuxi said to Miaolang and Sanbao, "it's time to eat." Miaolang was familiar with them and said with a smile, "It's time to eat, let's go wash our hands." The dining room can accommodate 10 people to eat at the same time, so the children will eat on the coffee table in the living room. Lin Feng prepared the food for the children. "Bring your own food." He placed the dishes one by one, and when Miaolang and others came out, the last roast chicken was served on the table. Miaolang saw this and sat down first without hesitation. "Hurry up and sit down and eat." Lin Feng asked with red wine and champagne, "Do you want to drink?" No one said they didn't want to drink. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "You eat, I'll go over to accompany the children." Miaolang introduced to Lin Feng that the 8 people in front of him were actually from the same band. The leader is the founder of the orchestra. The 2 are classmates and have been in contact. All 8 of them are men in their 20s, and they are well known in New York. Miaolang came last time to ask his old classmate to help Max, hoping to give Sanbao a chance. The other party agreed only after seeing Sanbao's strength. It's not a classmate's friendship. Miaolang introduced while eating. Lin Feng smiled and said, "What do you want to eat next time? You can tell me and I'll make it for you." They all graduated from famous music schools and have good upbringing, which can be seen from their table manners. After eating, the sun is shining, so everyone goes to the rooftop to bask in the sun. Zhang Yuxi takes care of the children's nap. At about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, they got dressed and went to the opera house. Lin Feng also called Sanbao to get up and kissed her. "Baby, you've worked hard." Sanbao shook her head. "It's not hard, Dad. After I'm done, Dad will take you out to play, okay?" "Okay." After Sanbao's performance, he will take the children to play together. If he takes other babies to play when Sanbao is practicing, he is worried that Sanbao will have some ideas. After having lunch at noon, everyone wanted to try Lin Feng's cooking. Lin Feng welcomed them happily and cooked their food this time. It was well received. In a blink of an eye, the performance day officially began. Lin Feng's family sat on the stage, looking forward to Sanbao's performance. Because Sanbao was involved in the field of music, Lin Feng would also learn about this field when he had nothing to do. The place was empty. Everyone was dressed in formal clothes and listened to the music carefully. The other Sanbaos were also very well behaved. Even the most active Sanbao was listening to the music quietly. Finally, it was the turn of Sanbao's group. The couple immediately became nervous and expectant. Bao was excited. "Mom, is it?" Immediately, she realized something and quickly covered her mouth. "Mom, is my little sister coming out?" Zhang Yuxi nodded. "Yes." The curtain opened, and a beam of light fell on a small person. Sanbao was noble like a little princess. She looked at a certain place on the stage and played the violin. The sound of the violin was pleasant and melodious, making people intoxicated and unable to extricate themselves. In this performance, Sanbao can be said to have amazed the audience. After the concert, Raymond Lam took his wife and children to the backstage. Miaolang and others celebrated the success of this performance. This time, Sanbao performed very well and performed beyond his normal level. Even Max said that Sanbao was the most talented little musician he had ever seen. They gave it a try, and the facts proved that they were right. Sanbao did not disappoint them. From the cheers after the performance, it can be seen that this performance was a success. The temperature in New York was more than 10 degrees. Raymond Lam put on a down jacket and a hat for Sanbao. "Since you are out, Dad will take you to have a good time, how about it?" He went to comfort Sanbao. "The result is not important, just work hard." While there was still time, Raymond Lam took his wife and children to visit Universal Studios. If it is too late at night, you can take the children to stay in a nearby hotel for one night. It is said that in Universal Studios, you can visit the production of movies, solve the mystery of stunt shots, and review the wonderful clips in classic movies. In the past, Raymond Lam was a person who did not like to travel. But since having children, Raymond Lam wants to go out more and more. Maybe he wanted to take his children to see more of the world. They took the subway and the bus and finally arrived at their destination. Raymond Lam asked Zhang Yuxi to look after the children while he went to buy tickets. Children under 3 years old do not need tickets. As soon as they entered the door, The huge globe of the world was very eye-catching. Raymond Lam specifically told Dabeo and Sabeo not to run around. Dabeo and Sabeo could still distinguish the important, and Sabeo assured Raymond Lam, "Dad, don't worry, I will be good and not run around." Dabeo also stood up to express his opinion. Not long after entering, they arrived at the Harry Potter store. The four treasures had watched the Harry Potter movie and used chopsticks as magic wands, mumbling spells. When the children saw it, they immediately begged Raymond Lam to buy them a set. They also wanted a magic wand. Raymond Lam smiled and said, "Okay, you can choose it yourself, buy the right one, don't buy one that is too long." Okay. The four treasures were like happy little birds. Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi, "Wife, do you want one?" Zhang Yuxi smiled and shook her head, "No." Finally, they bought a magic robe for each child, plus a magic wand. Because there were many children, Lin Feng asked the staff to mark the numbers. The staff said with great envy, "You are so lucky to have such lovely little angels." "Thank you." "Is that your wife?" "She is so beautiful." "Thank you." "Welcome here." Next is the Minion store, which is full of Minions dolls, mugs, clothes, books, etc. There are other doll characters here, such as SpongeBob, etc. The children went in and almost went crazy. They happily pulled Lin Feng to look at this and Zhang Yuxi to look at that. The couple's heads were almost dizzy because of them. Chapter 422 Baby Playing. After leaving the store, Zhang Yuxi took a deep breath. It is true that shopping with children is more tiring than shopping with women. After walking for a while, they arrived at Harry Potter school. The couple had no energy to play, and all their eyes were on the four children, fearing that they would get lost in the crowd. "Mom, come on, this is the magic school. It's super beautiful, come on." "Dad, hurry up, Mom, hurry up. This place is very big and dazzling." Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi followed behind the children, and only glanced left and right when they had time. Then, they walked into the interior of the magic school. It was restored 1-to-1 according to the movie, and even the paintings on it were movable. The lights were dim inside. Lin Feng held the second baby, Zhang Yuxi held the third baby, and each of them held another one. While watching, she reminded the children to be careful of their feet. After coming out from there, Zhang Yuxi was exhausted. "Husband, I can't do it anymore. I want to find a place to rest and eat something to replenish my energy." When the children heard that there was something to eat, they all looked around to see where there was something delicious. "Let's go, there's food in front." A family just got up, and there was an empty seat for them. Lin Feng asked them to sit down and order food by themselves. Sabeo stood up, "Mom, I'll go see Dad." Then he squeezed over, "Dad, what's delicious here?" Sabeo couldn't understand the hanging menu, so Lin Feng translated it for him. As long as the name was interesting, he wanted everything. Lin Feng didn't know what it was, so he roughly looked at it and ordered some. The taste didn't suit their taste. Sabeo ate with relish. It's good to not be picky. Sabeo didn't care. If it tasted good, he would eat more. If it didn't taste good, he would leave it to Sabeo. Dabeo was not as picky as Sabeo. Anyway, it was okay. If it tasted bad, he would never eat it. Sabeo ate a few bites and stopped eating. It was almost time to rest, so Lin Feng stood up. "Let's go. I just read the guide and it said that you can take a sightseeing bus here. That's easy, no need to walk. Queue up to buy tickets and 3D glasses." After the sightseeing bus entered the tunnel, put on 3D glasses for a different look. After the family got on the bus, Zhang Yuxi sighed, "Finally I can take a break." The four treasures couldn't wait any longer, and they became excited as soon as the bus started. When the sightseeing bus left the cave, after putting on the 3D glasses, what came into view was Jurassic World. There were many dinosaurs walking by, such as velociraptors, stegosaurus. They looked at them eagerly, which made the tourists feel nervous. Sabeo sat next to Lin Feng and leaned towards him. "Be good, don't be afraid. Dad is here, these are all fake." By the way, Lin Feng grabbed Sabeo next to Sabeo, "Dad is here." Zhang Yuxi sat in the front with Dabeo and Sabeo. They were not afraid at all and greeted the projected dinosaurs. Well, it's good to be brave. In fact, these were just movie clips. Some of them were known to Lin Feng, and some were unknown. The visual effect was great, as if you were actually there. After exiting the tunnel, the car drove a few meters away and suddenly stopped. As if waiting for something, The four treasures looked around curiously. Suddenly, a large amount of water suddenly emerged on the right. The water was getting bigger and bigger, rushing towards the sightseeing car and hitting the glass. Then there was a second wave of impact, and this time the sightseeing car shook. After a while, it stopped and continued to move forward. After a while, it entered another tunnel. Looking at the scenery, it should be a subway station. I don't know which movie clip it was. Suddenly, the sightseeing car began to shake, and Erbao and Sanbao were scared and hurried over to hug Lin Feng. Lin Feng coaxed the children. "Don't be afraid, this is all fake, don't be afraid with Daddy here." Suddenly, the shelf at the entrance where the card is swiped collapsed, and a lot of water poured in. Erbao was so scared that he shouted in Lin Feng's arms, "Dad, Erbao is scared. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Dad is here, Dad is here." Sanbao is not afraid either, it's all fake, artificial scenery, not real. It's the same as Harry's school of magic, it's all fake. With that, the sightseeing car stopped moving, everything returned to calm, and continued to move forward. Just now, Dabao and Sabao were having a lot of fun and were not afraid of it. We continued walking forward and came to the filming scene of the Great White Shark. Raymond had seen this and was familiar with some of the scenes. In front of us was a fake river with a big white shark swimming towards us. The shark was made very realistically and looked like the real thing. It scared the children in the car. But the shark soon swam away, making people feel that it was a false alarm. We continued walking forward. There was the wreckage of an airplane. It should be from a disaster movie. Raymond didn't know what it was specifically because he hadn't watched movies for a long time. We continued walking forward, and there were all things that Raymond couldn't name. After getting off, the children were still not satisfied. Raymond, who is about 1.8 meters tall, saw a sign in the distance, "Transformers are over there." Dabao shouted, "Dad, where are they?" "Where are they?" "Over there, let's go, Dad will take you there." Raymond went to buy tickets, then lined up and put on 3D glasses. This pair of glasses was different from the previous ones. After walking in, the visual effect was superb, very good. The children were shouting with joy the whole time. Especially Dabao and Sabao, their voices were so loud. There was no way to control it at all. Unfortunately, the time was too short, it was over in a few minutes, and Dabao and Sabao were still not satisfied. After Erbao finished watching, he didn't feel anything at the time, but felt a little dizzy afterwards. Lin Feng picked up Erbao. "Do you want to drink water? Daddy will pour you some water." Erbao thought about it and nodded. Lin Feng poured hot water for Erbao, warmed his body, and felt better. Lin Feng fed each child some more. "Wife, do you want to drink any more?" "Yes." "Then I'll drink some." Zhang Yuxi drank some, and it was almost dark. "Let's go, let's see what else is fun down there." After coming out, there was a transformer that was nearly 3 meters long. It could move, and there should be people inside. You can take pictures. Dabao of course had to take pictures, in various poses, with a happy smile on his face. It can fist bump, clap hands, etc. with children. Sabao was a little disappointed because there was no Ultraman. Going forward, there are Jurassic dinosaurs, which are extremely realistic, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex is always the star. After buying the tickets, the family went to see the Jurassic. At this time, it was already a little dark, but under the lights. The atmosphere of the Jurassic world is particularly good. Compared with the huge body of the Brachiosaurus, humans seem so small. The children opened their mouths in surprise, looked up at the head of the Brachiosaurus, and exclaimed. Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng couldn't help but marvel. They didn't know many of the dinosaurs here, but Sabao and Dabao knew them. They could call out the name of each dinosaur. The Tyrannosaurus Rex suddenly appeared in the dim light. Seeing the huge dinosaur head and ferocious fangs really scared everyone. The Jurassic Park River Adventure is the children's favorite activity. Chapter 423 Nice Dream. After coming out, it was already dark, and it was 7:30. On the way, they bought some food, and the family discussed whether to stay in a hotel or go back. Zhang Yuxi looked at the children, wanting to hear their ideas. The children chose to go home. For them, home is the most comfortable and warmest place in the world. No matter how good the hotel outside is, it can't compare to their own home. Then let's go home. When they got home, they happened to see Mialang eating bread and drinking milk. You are back. Yes. Lin Feng went straight to the kitchen. Wait a minute, The meal will be ready soon. Miaolang likes to drink porridge, and Lin Feng plans to make porridge. Plus the snacks they had just eaten outside, the taste is too strong. I can't accept it myself, let alone the children. After the porridge was cooked, the dishes were also ready. Wife, children, it's time to eat. At the dinner table, Miaolang said, you can take the children to the Natural History Museum. Here is the world's largest natural history museum, with exhibitions mainly covering astronomy, mineralogy, human history, ancient animals and modern animals. There are a large number of fossils, dinosaurs, birds, gems, mollusks and marine specimens, which are particularly valuable. It will always be interesting. Since we are here, let's take the children to see it. It's fun. Before Lin Feng said anything, the children clamored to go and see it. Lin Feng also wanted to go and see it. Okay, then you go to bed early tonight, and we will get up early tomorrow. Miaolang said with a smile, if you go, I won't go. I'm old and want to rest at home. Okay, I'll make the meal tomorrow morning and try to come back before noon. Miaolang shook his head, no, you just have fun, I'll solve the problem of meal. After hearing this, Lin Feng didn't say anything else. After the children finished eating, they rested for a while and lay down to sleep. Lin Feng sent messages to the teachers of the two classes, saying that he wanted to take 2 more days off, and the teachers had no objection. The next day, Lin Feng brought his wife and children. After several twists and turns, they finally arrived at the Natural History Museum. At this time, a handsome young man came over and greeted Lin Feng politely. Hello, are you here to visit the museum? Do you need a tour guide or an interpreter? Lin Feng looked at the young man. How much does it cost? The young man didn't expect Lin Feng to speak foreign languages so fluently, and after being surprised, he quickly said, 50 yuan, how about it? This price is already very cheap, it can't be any lower. Lin Feng nodded, okay, then this price. He gave the other party 50 yuan on the spot. The young man was moved by Lin Feng's generosity and hurriedly put the money away. Thank you, please follow me. Then the young man introduced himself. He is still a college student and comes here to work part-time whenever he has time. Have you seen A Wonderful Night at the Museum? It was filmed here. I've seen it. Zhang Yuxi said I haven't seen it. The boy smiled and said, after this visit, you can go back and watch it. That movie is very interesting, and it was all shot here. First of all, let me introduce you to the museum. There are 4 floors for you to visit. There are cloakrooms on the first and second floors of the museum. You can store your clothes, backpacks and umbrellas. There's a fee. You can use them in general. You can also use flash, but tripods are not allowed. The boy suggested, you can store your backpack, which will make you feel relaxed. Lin Feng smiled and said, no, this one is very light. The boy smiled, then let's go. Then he took out a certificate. With this certificate, you can enter and exit the museum freely. First, I want to introduce you to the first floor. It has North American forests, ecological exhibition halls, marine life, mammals, etc. The family followed a boy, and in the center of the hall were 8 giant elephant specimens of different sizes. The 4 treasures exclaimed when they saw it. Surrounding them were specimens of lions, tigers, deer, leopards and other animals, which were lifelike and accompanied by sound effects, as if they were real. After the experience of going to the museum in Guangzhou last time, the little ones can be regarded as people who have seen the world, and they are not surprised. Until they came to the Marine Biology Museum. This huge blue whale model was hung right above the hall. The museum has accurately restored its weight and volume, which is very shocking. The family of 6 was stunned. The children opened their mouths wide and were extremely shocked. The boy introduced with a smile, it is the most heavyweight exhibit in the museum besides the meteorite. The 29-meter-long, 9,500-kilogram blue whale model is always reminding us to pay attention to marine life and marine ecology. He blinked at the 4 treasures. Children, they swim very fast, and they can hear very, very far. On this floor, they also saw a collection of 100-carat star rubies. And they also saw the world's largest star sapphire. There is a huge 6-pointed star in the middle of the gem, weighing 563 carats and a lifespan of more than 2 billion years. After seeing it, it was very shocking. Urbeo saw those rubies and sapphires and couldn't walk anymore, his eyes were full of desire. The boy hesitated and asked, is she okay? Sibeo said in fluent foreign language, my sister is very good. She will become a jewelry designer when she grows up. So she likes jewelry very much? The boy raised his eyebrows. Is that so? That's a great dream. On the second floor, there is a mammal exhibition. The children watched it with great interest. The boy said, there is a special movie on the first floor. Hundreds of people line up there every day to watch it. There are a lot of people now. After we finish shopping, we can go downstairs to watch it. There shouldn't be many people at that time. There is a panoramic super large screen, as high as 2 or 3 floors, with stereo sound. There are groups of butterflies, migratory birds, schools of fish, etc. It's great. There's a large TV screen in the lobby on the 3rd floor. The Origin of Life is being played, and it is almost over. The children are not interested in these. When they heard about 3D glasses, they ran over to watch it. The boy explained, this is dark space, which allows people to feel the wonderful feeling of traveling in outer space. Each show lasts about 30 minutes. When the children heard it, outer space must be seen. After waiting in line for 5 minutes, it was their turn. How can I put it? This experience was great. The whole family felt like they were walking on cotton. The boy asked with a smile, how did it feel? Urbeo smiled and said, super good. I like it very much. The boy said mysteriously, on the 4th floor, we can see dinosaurs. The children exclaimed and wanted to fly to the 4th floor immediately. Zhang Yuxi and his wife looked at each other and couldn't help but smile. The happiness of their children is happiness for them. Chapter 424, one plays the good cop, the other plays the bad cop. When they got to the 4th floor, the children were shocked again. This was a Tyrannosaurus rex fossil with a 1.2 meter long jaw and 10 centimeter long fangs. Everyone could only look up to see it. Even though it had become a fossil, it could not conceal its murderous aura. There was also a 20-meter high brontosaurus. The children were overwhelmed by the sight. Lin Feng held Zhang Yuxi's hand, and Zhang Yuxi held the children's hand. The boy introduced to them what kind of dinosaurs these were, whether they lived in the Jurassic or Cretaceous period, etc. The children were fascinated. They walked around twice before reluctantly returning to the hall to watch a movie. After half an hour, they were not satisfied at all and wanted to watch it again. Lin Feng smiled and said, how about this, let's have lunch and come back to visit again, okay? The children were immediately happy. When they got home, it was already 7 o'clock. Zhang Yuxi was so tired that she didn't want to move anymore, but the children were still very energetic, jumping and making noises. Lin Feng cooked, and Zhang Yuxi woke up in a daze. Before going to bed, the children hoped to come again next time. Lin Feng promised, okay, next time mom and dad will bring you here to play. The world is so big, he will take the children to walk around and have a look when he has the chance in the future. Broaden their horizons and let the children gain knowledge. Moreover, he found that the babies have a super memory. Back to Guangzhou. In the evening, the children began to organize the small toys they bought from New York. Some were prepared to give to teachers, and some were prepared to give to good friends. Dabeo and Urbeo brought small gifts for the whole class. Dabeo bought a palm-sized transformer, with movable joints, which was very fun. This was bought at the exclusive store in Universal Studios, and the price was not cheap. Lin Feng dressed the children. Have you packed your school bags? Yes. Have you brought your water cups? And your sweat towels? Yes. Lin Feng sent them to school, and when he arrived at the school gate, he met his good friends. Dad, goodbye. Lin Feng waved to the children, watched them walk into the teaching building, and left reluctantly. Liu Qing's daughter Xianshan originally planned to go to school in Guangzhou, but later returned to Shanghai for family reasons. Now the little ones occasionally contact each other through video. But after they made new friends, they gradually stopped contacting each other. Lin Feng went home to prepare lunch for the children. Zhang Yuxi came back unexpectedly at noon. Husband? Are you surprised? Are you surprised? Lin Feng smiled. No classes in the afternoon. No. Zhang Yuxi hugged him and kissed him. What for lunch? Lin Feng whispered in her ear. Zhang Yuxi punched his chest with her pink fist. Husband, I'm not kidding you. Lin Feng said seriously, me too. As soon as the voice fell, he carried Zhang Yuxi upstairs. At noon, the children saw who came to pick them up today. Not only was there a father, but also a mother, and they were all very happy. Mom, why are you here today? I don't have classes this afternoon, so I came back. Erbeo's friend said with envy, "Wow, your mom is so beautiful." Erbeo said proudly, "Of course, my mom is the most beautiful in the world." The friend quickly said, "My mom is also the most beautiful in the world." The mother didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Other people's mothers are much more beautiful than hers. I guess, in the eyes of the children, their mothers are the most beautiful in the world, and no one can compare. The girls hold hands after school, and the boys are like monkeys jumping out of stones. They are running one by one, and they are almost flying to the sky. It is rare to see a quiet child like Sanbeo. When they get home, the children's homework this week is to make clothes by using waste materials. Every child in the 8 classes of the first grade has to do it, and they have to walk on the catwalk. This is not stressful for Erbeo. When the teacher assigned the homework, she had already thought about how to do it. While Lin Feng was cleaning up the dishes, he turned to the living room and asked, "Do you need help from mom and dad?" Zhang Yuxi was tidying up the living room with the children to see if there was anything they could use. With a previous experience of doing handicrafts in kindergarten, Lin Feng now puts any unused plastic bottles, cardboard boxes, etc. in a small warehouse. The children shook their heads and said loudly, "If we need anything, we will find Dad." Erbeo asked softly, "Do you want my help?" Several children smiled and said, "No, the teacher said he has completed the task." Erbeo smiled sweetly, "If you need help, you can tell me." "No problem. This handicraft will be exhibited next Friday, and the children still have a week." Next, after finishing their homework, the children gathered together to do handicrafts. Zhang Yuxi had nothing to do, so she looked at the children's homework. Needless to say, Sanbeo always finishes his homework before doing anything else every time he comes back. Dabeo is the class monitor, and no one reminds him to do his homework, so he does it obediently. Erbeo and Sabeo are the last to do their homework. This is what makes Zhang Yuxi bald the most. Compared to the elegant and neat handwriting of Sanbeo, Erbeo's handwriting is scattered and ugly. Yes, it's ugly. It's so ugly that Zhang Yuxi can't tolerate it. After all, before, when doing homework, they just wrote some numbers, and Chinese was all about pinyin. Without writing, you can't tell how Erbeo's handwriting is. Erbeo's handwriting is ugly. Let's talk about Sibeo. Zhang Yuxi had specially emphasized that Sibeo's handwriting should be written with force. The handwriting feels like he hasn't eaten, and it's floating. Later, it improved a little. Now it's not only floating, but also ugly. Zhang Yuxi got up and went to find her husband. "Husband, look at Erbeo and Sibeo's handwriting, what should we do?" Lin Feng frowned, "This is too ugly." Zhang Yuxi is famous for her strictness in teaching. If it weren't for her appearance, I don't know what the students would complain about. She really can't stand Erbeo and Sibeo's handwriting at all. She told them about this more than once. Dabeo's handwriting was not good before, but later it became good and not obviously ugly. Maybe it was because of Erbeo and Sibeo as a foundation, Dabeo's handwriting became much more pleasing to the eye. Moreover, the teacher has reflected this problem many times, hoping that parents can supervise it. This handwriting, really, the teacher is powerless. Sometimes I can't understand it. Taking a deep breath, Zhang Yuxi felt that she should do something. Lin Feng hurriedly comforted his wife. "Wife, don't be angry first, take your time, take your time." Zhang Yuxi said with a straight face, "I'm not angry, I'll buy them a copybook for writing." In fact, Lin Feng has communicated with Erbeo and Sibeo many times about this problem. It was just at that time, but after a while, the true colors were revealed again. Buy them the Chinese fonts that are synchronized with the first grade, and I will supervise them when they do their homework in the future. This time, it must be solved in place. Lin Feng thought about it. Okay. In a family, there must always be one person who plays the good cop and one who plays the bad cop. Zhang Yuxi is the teacher, and the future education of the children will be left to her. Chapter 425, Rapid Progress. The next day, after sending the children to school, Zhang Yuxi took the time to buy a copybook. One for Dabeo, Erbeo, and Sibeo. Her handwriting and Lin Feng's handwriting are very beautiful. Especially her, she writes very well with a brush and a fountain pen, and has won many awards. Zhang Yuxi couldn't stand it. Her own children's handwriting was so ugly that even their teachers couldn't recognize it. First grade Chinese language book fonts, synchronous practice fonts. Zhang Yuxi handed the copybook to Lin Feng with an expressionless face. Let them finish their homework and check it. If the handwriting is too ugly, erase it and rewrite it. I will come back to check it. Also, they write a copybook and I will come back to check it. Lin Feng nodded, okay. At noon, when the children came back, they learned about this. The three huskies' faces fell, and they were unhappy with what they wrote. Lin Feng had no choice. Next time you write every stroke carefully, won't it be okay? The three huskies were silent collectively. Dabao wanted to cry when he heard it, because he really tried hard to write well. But he just couldn't write well. Unlike Erbao and Sibao, they never tried hard at all. Isn't it infuriating? After school, Lin Feng asked the children to go upstairs to do their homework, and called them when the meal was ready. He specifically reminded the three huskies. Write well, don't make mom angry. In less than 5 minutes, Zhang Yuxi came back. Are the children doing their homework upstairs? Well, why are you back so early today? Zhang Yuxi snorted. In order to supervise them, I moved all the afternoon classes, and they will probably be back at this time in the evening. After saying that, she went upstairs. After a while, she brought the three huskies down to the living room to write. You write, and mom will watch. After a pause, she said, if you write ugly words, erase them and rewrite them consciously. Lin Feng heard the weak voices of the three children. Yes. While preparing the lesson plan, Zhang Yuxi glanced at the three children from time to time. Remind them, don't bury your head too low, sit up straight. Sibao, didn't you eat lunch today? You don't have the energy to write. Several children's grades are fine, but their handwriting is not good. Sibao, the gesture of mountain is written wrong. Last time, when you took the exam, you got this question wrong. You got it wrong again this time. Sibao pursed his lips, then how to write it? Zhang Yuxi asked back, you ask me how to write it? Look up the book? Don't you have a book? Sibao was about to look up the book, and Erbao wrote the strokes for him. Zhang Yuxi asked indifferently, Erbao, who told you to tell him? If he doesn't find it himself, how can he learn a lesson? Erbao buried his head and continued to write. After Sanbao finished his homework, he practiced the piano and did other things. Generally, he would not go downstairs before dinner time. Lin Feng prepared the meal. Dinner is ready. In the past, the three huskies would probably come down with a clatter. But now, under the intimidation of their mother, they dared not move. Zhang Yuxi asked, let me check first. Well, the handwriting is good this time, much better than before. Look, you can write well, why do you write so ugly? Do you have to have someone to supervise you? The three huskies were silent, but they looked relieved. Although the children have made progress, Zhang Yuxi's brows have not relaxed at all. I will continue to supervise tomorrow. After dinner, each of you will write a copybook. Clean up the table and go to eat. The three ran away as if they had been pardoned. Lin Feng couldn't help laughing on the side, and he sympathized with the three huskies and found it funny. Zhang Yuxi sighed deeply, went to wash his hands and eat. Erbao secretly came over to tell Lin Feng, Dad, Mom is so scary. Lin Feng held back his laughter, what's scary? Your handwriting is scary, okay. Because the words you wrote are not even recognizable to the teacher, she has no choice but to find us parents. She said that you didn't listen, and the teacher couldn't do anything. Dabao was unhappy in the back. Alice, I am so tired. I wrote every stroke carefully today. Some of my homework has not been finished yet. Sibao came over to ask happily. Dad, what are we having for dinner tonight? Lin Feng. After dinner, the huskies went to write calligraphy, and Sanbao started to practice the piano. Zhang Yuxi did not need to supervise the calligraphy, so she gave it to Lin Feng to chat in the kitchen. She said coquettishly, how can I be so scary? Lin Feng smiled, yes, my wife is the cutest. Zhang Yuxi came over and saw the three children chatting while writing. Don't talk, write well. For 3 consecutive days, the three huskies' calligraphy improved rapidly. Especially Sibao, the teacher could tell what the word was without combining or splitting it. Great. Erbao and Dabao are the kind who can write well if they study hard. Oh, no. It's Erbao. Dabao's calligraphy is just a little better. Sibao has already caught up with him. Dabao went to Lin Feng to tell him about his grievances. Dad, why is my handwriting so ugly? I have tried my best to write it well. Lin Feng hugged him lovingly and took a deep breath. Wow, Dabao is worthy of being Dabao. For a moment, I even forgot that this child is already 6 years old. Well, Mom and Dad know. It doesn't matter, as long as we write seriously and well, it will be fine. When Dad was your age, his handwriting was also ugly. In the end, it became beautiful after practicing slowly. You see, Mom also knows that Dabeo has tried hard, so Mom didn't say anything, right? Dabeo said sullenly, I am the class monitor, I want to write beautifully. Lin Feng was silent for a while, and said with a smile, it doesn't matter, to be a class monitor, you don't have to write beautifully. The teacher asked you to be the class monitor because she recognizes your ability. She said that our Dabeo is responsible and willing to help others with many advantages. Dabeo hugged Lin Feng. Dad, will you love me forever? Lin Feng answered this question very seriously. Of course, Daddy will always love you. He emphasized, Dabeo, no matter what kind of child you are, Daddy loves you. Dabeo grinned. Dabeo will always love Daddy too. Lin Feng kissed him and shook him. Wow, Daddy won't be able to hold Dabeo anymore. Dabeo has become a little man. In the evening, Lin Feng mentioned this to Zhang Yuxi. Wife, have we neglected Dabeo? Zhang Yuxi thought for a moment. No? We try to treat every child equally. The care given to Dabeo is not reduced at all. Lin Feng frowned. I'll have a good talk with Dabeo some other day. Is it because you feel pressured to be the monitor? Or for other reasons? Zhang Yuxi nodded. Okay, talk to Dabeo. You are both boys, so it's easier to communicate. Yes. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.